And tonight from Fenway Park, it's the Red Sox and the White Sox in Game 2. And the Sox offense has been rolling. They have taken a 2-game lead in the AL East. And tonight, trying to make it 4 consecutive wins. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us tonight. I'm Dave O'Brien alongside the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Jemai Webster joining us in just a couple of moments. And the offense is in a high gear right now. And since the promotion of Rafael Devers and the trade for Eduardo Nunes, they've taken it to another level.
They really have. And last night, once again, Devers started off with a bomb. Yeah, it's unbelievable. This kid is so hot. He hits a home run out. And you see, everybody's gotten involved in this. The last 7 games. This is what we've been waiting for so long. It's finally coming around. And this is what you expect when you're in Fenway Park with a lineup like the Red Sox. And once again, last night, Devers started off with a home run, 2-run shot in the first inning. They dropped a 4 spot on Chicago. And then you see Ben Tendi last night on the base 5 times, 2 doubles. You see 1 double there. And then Moreland, what he did at the start of the year, all these doubles. Well, he had 2 again last night. He's starting to come around. You see a great play there by Bogarts at the play. But everybody got involved. Nunes again, Hanley, and you can't forget about Vasquez.
Yes, indeed. Vasquez might be the hottest hitter going for the Red Sox, and he's back in the lineup tonight. Of course, the Red Sox doing this without Dustin Pedroia. Wait till Petey gets back in there as well. It's the sound, that wonderful sound at Fenway of the crack of the bat. We've been hearing it a lot lately, and it's a beautiful sound. The Red Sox try to keep it rolling where everybody's contributing these days in the offensive lineup. It's Game 2 against the White Sox coming up. Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Digital Federal Credit Union, see what DCU can save you. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. And by Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide, that's transparency. A picture-perfect night for a ball game at Fenway. Red Sox, White Sox, game number 2. Time to bring in Jemai Webster. And Jemai, the Red Sox bullpen has been excellent, and it's getting deeper by the day, it seems.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, and the statistics are backing up that assessment. They're the 3rd lowest ERA in the majors, and they really came on yesterday and picked up Rick Porcello after he went 5 1/3. It took 5 arms out of relief to really put that game away. They retired 11 straight White Sox batters, and Red Sox manager John Farrell talked about what type of asset the bullpen has been.
What it allows us to do in situations, like a game last night, you can be a little bit more aggressive with the confidence you have in 5, 6 guys down there, and the stuff, first and foremost, the stuff and the abilities that they have, potential to shorten some games down even further. Tonight, we're hopeful to get Eddie going where he gets a little bit deeper in games. But on those nights where you've got a lead and it's still, I could envision a 5-inning start and say, we're going to go to the bullpen, an inning apiece, and run it through with some power guys that are fresh, similar to last night. So where Joe settles in, they're going to dictate where they go just by their performance and how they're responding to the workload.
The Red Sox bullpen has a 3.03 ERA behind only the Cleveland Indians and LA Dodgers for that statistic, but Red Sox manager John Farrell hoping they don't have to get to those guys too early. It's up to Erod in Game 2 against the White Sox. He's looking to get a victory to keep this momentum going. Dave O'Brien and Dennis Eckersley on the call, folks. When we come back, stick around.
With any size hot or iced coffee, just $1.99. Subaru Retailers of New England, supplying all-wheel drive vehicles with a lot to love. New Control GX, the first shampoo that gradually reduces gray. And by Plainridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. Eduardo Rodriguez going after win number 5 on the year. The 24-year-old making his 4th start since coming back from that knee situation and a dislocated kneecap, which has been hounding him several times early in his career. Here's a look at the White Sox lineup that he'll face tonight, brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Tim Anderson will lead it off, followed by Saladino, the DH, Abreu at first, Kevin Smith doing the catching, Garcia in right, Yohan Moncada at second base, Delmonico in left field, Engel the center fielder, and Sanchez at third base. All facing the Red Sox starter, presented by your New England Audi dealers. Eduardo Rodriguez coming in 4-3, an ERA of 4.16.
Yeah, the Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They've made 67 errors in 109 games. Around the infield, third base, Rafael Devers, Xander Bogaerts at short, Eduardo Nunes at second, Hanley Ramirez at first. Out in the outfield, left to right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts in right. Behind the plate, Christian Vasquez catching Eduardo Rodriguez.
Here are the umpires, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Marvin Hudson has the plate, Estabrook, Bellino, and Lane on the bases. Red Sox looking to take advantage of the Chicago White Sox team that has dropped 20 of its last 24. And Rodriguez trying to go deep in the game. First pitch swinging, and it's fouled away by Anderson, and we're underway.
Well, you would think he wouldn't have a lot of trouble, getting deeper into the game as far as pitch count, because these guys are swinging the bat. They don't walk. They're ready to hack.
Rodriguez working with Vasquez, and he delivers a strike. 0-2. Eduardo has gone 5 1/3, 5 1/3 in 4 innings in his first 3 starts back from the knee situation. He labored through the last one, a no decision in a 9-8 Red Sox win over Kansas City. 4 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, threw 107 pitches. And there were a ton of foul balls in that one. To right field, Betts is right there. Mookie with the catch, 1 away.
You know, the funny thing about with Eduardo is how do they foul balls off? He's got swing and miss stuff. Just one of those games.
Hey, we're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compra2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. Just a bit of a gentle breeze out toward left. And Saladino gets in. Didn't you think the wind made a significant difference last night? The ball was carried
right away. When Devers went deep, I thought that was a fly ball to the left. It went in the seats. I said, this is going to be a long night.
Fouled off himself. A ball and a strike on the number 2 hitter in the DH.
Although a lot of those balls were struck pretty good. I think Moreland hit a ball off the top of the center field fence. Handley hit a ball deep out there. There was a couple balls hit to the track. I remember Bradley hit one all the way to the fence. There was a lot of long, high fly balls.
You're right about Devers, though. That looked like it was going to be on the warning track. It was in the monster seats. Kid has some pop. Broken bad looper and caught by Bogarts. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Jose Abreu with 19 homers, hitting .292. White Sox are here for 4 games. That'll be the end of the homestand come Sunday, and then the Red Sox hit the road, taking on the Rays in St. Petersburg, Florida, and then on to face the Yankees. Yankees are underway against Cleveland. They're scoreless in the first inning. Rodriguez trying to make this a very fast first inning, and he deals a strike.
Boy, he just pumped one in there, didn't he? I tell you, shook off a changeup. Abreu, this guy is probably one of the most threatening right-handed hitters off left-handed pitching. Got 7 home runs off of left-handers. Hit about .360.
1-1. Rick Porcello there, and he left, picked up the win last night.
He'll take it.
And the 1-1 with the bases empty. He drops it in. A good velocity early for the lefty, hitting 94 there. Trying to make it a 1-2-3 first inning. 1-2 to Abreu.
Trying to throw that ball up out of the zone, threw it right down the middle. Start getting in the zone. It's hard to get out of the zone. He can't get it upstairs. A little late, though. Good velocity, like you said. Get it up. There you go.
2-2. Jose Abreu's got to feel like the Lone Ranger.
Oh.
Or the last man standing.
Nobody hitting in front of him or behind him.
There'll probably come a time where Moncada will be a very dangerous hitter. He just isn't at the moment. He's hitting 100 with 1 home run.
And he's 0 for 12 off left-handers coming in.
Great to see Guy Spina here at Fenway. Guy had open heart surgery back in April. True son of Red Sox Nation. He dropped by the booth to say hello, and he's looking great. Got a lot of fans who want to find out how he's doing, and he's doing fabulous. And that one's going to be down and in to make it 3-2.
Boy, he's just been pumping that fastball.
So a full count on Abreu.
Change up.
3-2 change. He just got a piece of it.
Good one too. You throw a good changeup, you want a ground ball. You want an easy out. I thought he had it. Just barely gets a piece of this. I thought it was a little weak ground ball out in front of the plate.
He only needed 7 pitches to get Anderson and Saladino, and 8 so far to this man Abreu, by far their most dangerous hitter. Hard hit, nice scoop by Devers, and he slings it on to get him. And Rodriguez off to a nice start. 1, 2, 3 they go. Red Sox coming up. Betts, Benintendi, and Nunes. Toyota's website for deals. Buy at Toyota.com. Mookie Betts to lead it. Andrew Benintendi in left. Eduardo Nunes at second. Hanley at first. Rafael Devers at third. Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Chris Young is tonight's designated hitter. Vasquez doing the catching. Jackie Bradley in center field. Mookie hitting .272, a home run last night. And the left-hander missing high, ball 1. Carlos Rodon 1-4 with a 5.23 earned run average. Red Sox faced him in May of last year and beat him in Chicago. To the right side, Moncada, 1 man out.
Yeah, the defense for the White Sox tonight. They made 81 errors in 106 games around the infield. You see Yolmer Sanchez at third, Tim Anderson at short, Yohan Moncada at second, Jose Abreu at first. Out in the outfield, Nicky Delmonico in left, Adam Engel in center, Garcia in right behind the plate, Kevin Smith catching Carlos Rodon.
There's a big fella, 6'3", about 240. He does throw hard. Benintendi showing a bunt. Andrew, 268 with 12 home runs, went 3 for 3 last night. Cut down twice on the bases. Nunes will follow him.
And that's what Rodon is known for, is this killer slider, and he throws the ball 95 miles an hour. We've seen 92 so far, and we saw the slider. He was supposed to be the man out of college, wasn't he? First round, 3rd pick in the 1st round.
Yep, out of NC State, where he was a dominant college pitcher. Line shot caught. The left-hander hauls it in. 2 up, 2 down.
He thought it was a rocket. It ended up being a changeup right back at him. There's no way you catch a ball that it's a rocket. Got in on him a little bit. See, sticks his glove up. Still scared him. I'm telling you. Anytime it's back at you, it scare you.
Take your word for it.
Oh yeah. Look at him. He's like had a heart attack, and that ball wouldn't hit very hard, but It does something to you.
Abreu making sure that he's okay. He's mentally still there. So 2 away for Nunes.
Watch him get inside on him. Jams him. Nice play, though. I don't care. Just defending himself, really.
Don Cooper, their longtime pitching coach, one of the very best in the business. And here's Nunes, 481. He has to dance out of the way. He has been outstanding since the trade. A 3-game hitting streak. He's 8 for 15 with 7 RBIs in those 3 games. 10 RBIs his first 6 games with the Sox.
You got to like that stance. He kind of opens up a little bit, looking right square in his eyes, right at you. He dives a little bit. He's got a quick bat. Quick and short to the ball.
And strike picks up the corner, says Marvin Hudson. A little something extra on that corner. Sox have scored 27 runs on 43 hits during the 3-game winning streak. Nunes has made a profound difference. So, of course, is Rafael Devers, who's batting 5th tonight.
I mean, they really have. Like what they've done this week, I mean, it's incredible. Without these 2 guys, look at this.
To center field, Engel backing up. Hit well by Nunes, but the Red Sox go in order against the left-hander. No score after 1. Today marks the 55th birthday for both Roger Rocket Clemens and John Farrell. The Rocket still holds many club records. John has won 2 World Series titles in a Red Sox uniform, and tonight can win his 400th game as a manager with the Sox.
It's one thing having the same birthday, but the same age,
55.
same day in this world they came together.
Cupcakes for everybody.
Yes.
Except Tom Brady, who won't eat them. You did.
I did. See? Just for you. I did it for you.
You are the best. Kevin Smith here, 279 with 2 home runs. You're in the top half of the 2nd inning.
You know, they've got their DH tonight. Saladino hitting 2nd. He's got 0 home runs. Kevin Smith behind the plate here, batting cleanup. He's got 2.
So as a pitcher, when you look at a lineup that doesn't have much pop in it and has been depleted with trades for sure, Alexander Bogaerts, and he boots it off into center field. An error on a Red Sox shortstop.
Well, that's got to drive him crazy. See the last bounce. It came up a little bit more on him. Just didn't anticipate that big bounce at the end. Just ate him up.
So first base run of the ball game for Chicago. Here's Leury Garcia. Swinging a pretty good bat, 294. He's hit 7 home runs. It's hit leadoff for the last 5 games. He had been on the disabled list for a little while, but they bat him out of the 5 slot tonight. And Eduardo with that fashionable red glove and a bunt attempt fouled away. But when you're facing a lineup like this, Zach, as a starting pitcher, there's not a lot of pop there. Does it make a big difference in how you approach them strategically?
You just don't want to take it for granted. You just cannot. I mean, this is the big leagues. I don't care what you say. This may not be a good big league team, but it doesn't matter. They got to bat, man. You got to concentrate. You got to make pitches.
This guy hitting .315 against lefties. And 0-2 on Garcia. Moncada on deck. Moncada had been out with a right knee contusion. But he's another guy in their lineup really struggling. 1 for his last 17, hitting 100. Not what they anticipated by this point for the former Red Sox phenom, minor league phenom. 1-2. Moncada ranked by MLB.com and Baseball America as the #1 prospect in baseball. 80 games with Charlotte, he hit .282 and stole 17 bases. Fly ball, routine play for Mookie Betts. In on that. 1 man out. Tune in to NESN August 15 and 16 for coverage of the WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon presented by Arbella Insurance Foundation. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. Adam Pellerin and I were over at Dana-Farber earlier today and visiting with the Warriors over there who are fighting cancer. Some of the adult patients who were, I mean, absolutely incredible. And you leave feeling better than when you came in. There's Chuck, who's such a great all-around sports fan. You want to know sports, talk to Chuck. We had such a wonderful time today. And because of the attitudes of these folks, you walk out feeling better than when you came in.
Yeah, the times I've been there, people are just really, they just want to talk. I mean, it kind of makes it comfortable. You know, you're so concerned about them, how they're feeling. You know, do you even want to bother with us, you know?
And they wind up, you know, asking you more questions about yourself, and you're like, I was just blown away, and I know Adam was too. And looking forward to the Jimmy Fund again, coming up the middle part of the month for 2 days. These folks were absolutely marvelous.
It's sort of the day in the life. They sit around there all day long. It's like a routine for them.
And Chuck said, you know, we're going to do the thumbs up, you know. And here he is getting chemotherapy.
I mean, really.
In the middle of the afternoon, and we're talking Red Sox and talking lineups and rotations, and he's talking about Tom Brady, and we came out of there thinking he should have his own talk show.
It's a nice distraction, I would assume.
Moncada right at 100 for a batting clip as mentioned. Delmonico on deck. And Rodriguez looking for the double play. Softly hit. Nunes will go to first base. The only play there with a runner down to second base, Smith. And there are 2 gone.
You talk about overpowering these hitters. That is one of the weakest swings I've seen.
Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets from bleachers to boxes. Ace has the lowest prices to games at Fenway. Treat yourself for someone special with tickets to a game. Visit aceticket.com now or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. The number one question we kept getting at Dana-Farber is Eck really that tanned?
Did they?
Does he really? Is that really him? I said, yeah.
It's a big league tan is what it is.
Big league tan.
Yeah. It takes a lot of years to know what you're doing. I mean, seriously.
You better do it right.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you got to be careful, because I got this Portuguese blood that's kicking, so that helps. But this is a job that I take serious.
Yeah.
I really do. It's like
I know.
Sit in the sun and work out. That's what I do every day.
I've seen it.
And there's sun out there. Yeah. There's a lot of it.
And I know you're careful.
Yes. Helps, kind of helps your mood is what it does for me.
There's a lot of vitamin D.
I need D. I love D. I need it bad.
You also have to wear that sunscreen.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I know you do. Delmonico 273 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Smith on at second. Scoreless here in the second inning.
Good pitch. Got the good fastball tonight, and he's using it. He's proud of it. I don't even care what the temperature is. It comes out of his hands. Feels like it's jumping a little bit, right? It's deceiving when you see 93, 94. Hey, that's more than enough. To average almost 94, that is good enough.
Look at that first K in the book. Lefty, lefty.
I mean, it's funny, you get deeper counts because I don't know how many times you'll see Vasquez call for a fastball up, right? Both he and Leon, they call fastballs up that they want to waste all the time. I mean, I know what they're trying to do, change eye levels, but you're talking about a lot of wasted pitches, but it leads to outs.
Smith off the bag at second and the 1-2.
Left that changeup too good. You want that ball down out of the zone. That little 3-finger thing he does there. More two, two, and you see that he keeps that 3rd finger just to the side, turns it over a little bit. Don't ask me about changeups. I didn't have one.
Well, you didn't need one. The 1-2. Throw down to second base. Skips. Not in time to get Smith. Eduardo has made 1 career start against the White Sox. That was in June of last year here at Fenway, and pitched very well. He had no decision, just 4 hits, struck out 7.
Man, it's hard to get a decision, isn't it? Guys don't go deep enough in games to get decisions. It used to be like, the National League, it's hard to go deep into a game, but now it's everywhere.
They may be tougher to get in August and September for Red Sox starters because of the depth of the bullpen.
Right, you're out of there.
And that's in there, strike 3.
Thank you.
Caught him looking, side retired. Rodriguez pitching around the error. No score. Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the first aid station. That's behind Section 12 here at Fenway at the lower concourse. Beth Israel Deaconess. Visit bidmc.org. Very comfortable night here at Fenway. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, and Jemiah Webster alongside. 78 degrees. And a perfect summer night. Red Sox trying to make it 4 consecutive wins. It'll be Ramirez, Devers, and Bogarts against Rodon. His last 4 starts, he's 0-3, an ERA of 7.32. So he's been very hittable coming into play tonight.
I don't know if you talked about it earlier, but he had a start where he went 4 innings. Obviously, he didn't go very deep and not a good outing, but he struck out 11 guys in 4 innings. That's crazy. It says so much to today's game, doesn't it? Where you go out there, you pitch 4 innings, you don't pitch well, but how can you say a guy didn't pitch well if he struck out 11 guys?
And there'll be more strikeouts in the major leagues this season than any one season in history. The 1-1 to Hanley.
You know, they rushed this guy to the big leagues. They really did. He only had, I think, 8 minor league starts. Obviously he's out of college. You don't do that when you're 18 years old, but still. And they rushed him, Sale, when they had him. But he came out of the bullpen when he first got it.
That's right. People forget that. He was a reliever. And then they took a closer look and they said, you know what? Wait a minute. We kind of like the idea of this guy over 9 innings. And he blossomed.
Didn't he? And now we got him.
Hanley 253, 17 homers. Launches out to right field, but it'll hang up. Garcia, in fact, coming in on it. So 1 away. This week on course with Andy Brickley features the Kernwood Country Club, a premier golf and social club enriched with century-old traditions of excellence. For more information, go to kernwood.org. Rodon just recently came off the DL at the end of June. He spent the first 3 months of the season out with biceps bursitis. So it was only at the end of June he got back into their rotation. He's really only made a handful of starts.
Yeah, he hasn't had good command, really. He's walked a lot of guys, but he has struck out a lot of guys, giving up 7 home runs in 31 innings.
Devers at 406 with 3 homers. This will be a test for him tonight. Hard throwing lefty with a dynamite slider. One ball and 2 strikes.
Kind of tied him up with that front door slider. I think he did it by design too. They're trying to throw a breaking ball inside corner. They're set up in there. Couldn't get to it.
There's a 7-game hitting streak. 13 for 28 on the hitting streak. Last night his 3rd career home run. Down he goes. 94. First strikeout for the left-hander. And there are 2 away.
Well, he lets it fly. He's a little late here. This fastball eats him up. Trying to throw it outside, comes inside. Got enough hair on it to throw it by him. Ball's middle up, but you can see that it beat him. He's a little late.
RBI Baseball 2017 returns with fast-paced action. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and all your mobile devices. Learn more at rbigame.com. Xander Bogaerts will check in at 280 with 6 home runs. 1 for 5 with a run last night and a 5-game hitting streak. Xander 294 off lefties, 277 against right-handers. Off-speed pitch there, good changeup.
Real good changeup, way out front. Bogaerts has got a lot of movement in that swing.
And he knocks that one foul. On deck, Chris Young.
Rodon's starting to get loose. Velocity starting to kick up.
First round draft pick out of NC State in the 2014 draft in a 2-2. And he got him. He struck him out. Back-to-back Ks. Red Sox done in order. No score after 2. Wellness episode of Nesson Clubhouse. We look at the newest technology keeping pitchers safe on the mound. Plus, Brock Holt takes the hot seat in Small Talk. Catch it Sunday at noon. An all-new Nesson Clubhouse brought to you by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Out of the third at Fenway, no score. Adam Engel, center fielder, hitting just .203 with 3 home runs to lead things off. And then it's Sanchez and Anderson. So it's 8-9-1 against Rodriguez. Engel 1 for his last 24 and 9 for his last 68. This is a slumping hitter.
Yes, and he punches out a lot. Too much.
As you say, though, I mean, looking at strikeout totals today is even a lot different than just a couple of years ago. I think.
It's nice we're having Roger on tomorrow, right? And I'd like to ask him how many punch outs he would have had, huh? Seriously.
You think about it, 1988, he had 232 going into the month of August.
Yeah, he would have punched out 300. Pedro was incredible what he did with all those strikeouts. And how many more could he have possibly got? But the difference between Pedro and everybody else was like night and day. You know what I mean? Now everybody's striking guys out. It used to be just Pedro. And his ERA would be, they talk about the middle of the pack. Ooh.
Scalded to center, but it stays up right at Jackie Bradley for the out. Engel retired, 1 away. Sanchez about to dig in next. We check out what events are coming up at Foxwoods Resort Casino. That includes August 11, 12, and 18 and 19. Thunder from Down Under.
But anyway, I don't want to get into the difference, but Pedro was head and shoulders above the middle of the, like say his ERA was 2. The average ERA was like 4 back then. I mean, he was like in his own league.
Like a 1.6.
Yes, he was in his own world.
And not walking anybody.
No.
Ridiculous. Sanchez 257, 5 home runs. But I mean, Chris Sale is making that push for 300 strikeouts. not like a lot of guys are going to get there. That's been a different level of strikeout artist, even in today's climate.
But you look at the guys leading in the league and strikeouts. There's a lot of them. Whether it's Archer, I mean, there's a lot of guys going to get a couple hundred.
Couple hundred, yeah.
Right. There you go.
Anderson on deck, and just off the outside. Again, 94 with that four-seamer. No score here in the third. Cleveland has jumped on the Yankees 2-0 in the second inning. We'll keep you posted on that score. Fly ball left center. Jackie Bradley moving on back to the track, turning around now, and that ball is off the wall. Racing for second, Sanchez. He'll stop there, throw to third. And a double for the number 9 man, Yolmer Sanchez.
Well, I thought that ball was going to hit that net right above the 379 sign, but luckily it stayed in the ballpark. Trying to get a ball inside. I don't think he did. He left it up out over the plate. He turns a little bit and hits this ball off the top of the fence, halfway up. Just stay in the ballpark.
So first hit of the ball game, it comes from the 9th place hitter, and they'll bring up Tim Anderson. He's 0 for 1 with a liner to right. Came in hitting just .235. And you look at the White Sox and all the problems that they're having. This guy's committed a major league leading 22 errors so far this season. There's a floater down the line. Long run for Hanley, but off into the stands.
Boy, Hanley was getting it down there, wasn't he?
Just to say hello.
Yeah. As good as he goes, man. He was going at it.
You remember when he was a younger player? He could fly.
Look at him. He's going to make an over the head catch. Dive in the stands.
In his prime, he was a premier base stealer.
Stole 50 one year, didn't he?
He did. He stole 51 bases in 2006 and again in 2007.
Oof. That was 91. It seemed like 100, didn't it? Maybe because you hear the glove. Bang.
You like that
I
sound.
love that sound.
0-2.
That means it got to the catcher. They didn't hit it.
So,
you know what I mean?
great way of putting it.
I'm telling you.
It got there.
It got there.
Past the hitter. Tigers and the Orioles are locked up 1-1 in the second inning. Baltimore 6.5 off the pace right now. They've recovered somewhat. They're still 2 games under 500. Rodriguez looking for that second K, and he'll get it right there. On the changeup. Anderson not very kind to his bat. He broke the bat. It splintered around the handle.
We've got a little temper. We're talking about changeup, paint down and in. Yes.
That's a strike on the inside corner.
Look at this thing. This is beautiful, especially when he takes it right there. Hold it. Yes. Gotcha. Boom.
There goes the bat.
It's not his fault.
Darn it, he said.
Yeah.
Saladino 0 for 1. He is lined out to short. So Rodriguez pitched around a leadoff error in the second. Now trying to pitch around a double here in the third. Abreu on deck. Floater. Here comes Jackie Bradley, and he makes the play. Got a great jump, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
And sets him down. 1 man left, no score. But T-Mobile pitching probables for the weekend against the White Sox. Shields and Pomerantz, Pelfrey and Pfister. Doug Pfister coming off by far his best outing with the Red Sox. He was marvelous last time out, 7 2/3 to pick up the win. This one is scoreless as we go off to the last half of the third inning. This one tagged to dead away center by Chris Young, but room for Engel. 1 pitch, 1 out. Alex Spear joining us from 108 Stitches and the Boston Globe. Always great to see you.
Great to see you guys.
All right, so talk about this lineup a little bit. And when Dustin Pedroia comes back off the disabled, what is it going to look like?
Well, we know that Eduardo Nunes is going to keep being in it because, as John Farrell said today, basically, I would be crazy to take him out of the lineup given how well he's been playing. So it's interesting because obviously Nunes was acquired as a third baseman, but the Red Sox have had great production from Devers. So they'll be able to use Nunes all over the place in order to keep a number of guys fresh down the stretch here. So he'll get some time to spell Pedroia at second, probably do the same with Bogarts at short, give Devers some days off at third. It's important to measure his playing time, maybe slot in as DH every now and again. There are a lot of ways that he'll be useful, and it'll help more than just the Red Sox, more than just himself. It'll help keep guys fresh.
You know, I was just wondering, you answered my question, how are they going to do this? I mean, this all happened because I think Hanley moved to first base. That's helpful because it opens up that DH slot, right? I mean,
absolutely. And don't forget, we've seen Mitch Moreland start to hit the ball. And part of the reason why some of the Red Sox think that's been the case is because they've been able to get him off his feet from first base again. So measuring guys' playing time down the stretch is a really important thing. It is a long, grueling season. We've seen how many extra inning games the Red Sox have played this year. Being able to spell guys and give them the occasional day off is considerably valuable.
Look at this guy.
This guy's hotter than anybody right now. Christian Vasquez with another base hit and has just been tearing the cover off the ball. Go back to his game-winning home run, but now he's hit safely in 7 consecutive games.
I mean, that's as good as he goes. I tell you what, at the start of the season, he hit a couple of, bloops here and there, but this has been solid. I think he's been swinging the bat. He's doing everything he wants to do. Look at this breaking ball down and away, and look at that stroke. That's his stroke. It really is. That home run to me is, 3-1 he tries to go for, but this is really his stroke. The guy has good bat control. It's a beautiful thing.
The hand-eye coordination that works for him behind the plate also works for him when he's at his best at the plate as a hitter.
Jackie Bradley with a little topper foul. He is now 13 for his last 22. I would bet he's going to start hitting a few more home runs too.
Well, he'll take his shot when the count's right.
Count 3-1. The ball that he hit the other night for the game winner was the best swing we've ever seen him take, and the deepest home run that he has hit, and that was just mashed in the game of the year so far.
Yeah, he sold out on that fastball, didn't he? He said, I'm going to leave, and he left.
He did have 1 year in the minor leagues. Mostly he was a doubles hitter in the minors, but in 1 year in single-A Greenville, he did hit almost 20 homers. That's been an outlier, but there's some power in there.
Well, I didn't know that. He hit close to 20, huh?
Jackie Bradley hitting for the first time tonight, 260 with 12 home runs. Suddenly, this is a Red Sox team, and you could not have said this just a couple of weeks ago, that all of a sudden has a number of really good problems on its hands.
No doubt. The depth looks entirely different.
In there for strike 3. Jackie will take a seat, 2 away.
Boy, he hung him a breaking ball. He wasn't trying to throw it there. Just a little backup. Meanwhile, he's out.
So often against left-handed pitchers, Bradley's looking to shoot the ball to the opposite field, so they're being able to bust him in a little bit. That's probably not where he's looking, and ends up being able to freeze him.
And we were talking about the bullpen a little bit as you sat down, and I saw Carson Smith leaving for his rehab stint, and he was flying out of here. He couldn't wait to get started. And I know there's been a lot of talk about Carson coming back from the Tommy John and everything, but if the Red Sox get him back full healthy along with Kelly this weekend, and eventually, of course, Carson Smith, I mean, you've got all of a sudden a ton of guys throwing 96, 97 miles an hour and up.
And Smith, of course, presents a really interesting look against both righties and lefties with that lower arm slot. But I don't think that there's any sense that he's going to be close to a return to the big leagues. This is the start of what's going to be a weeks-long rehab assignment. He hasn't pitched he's pitched in 3 games in the last 2 seasons.
Right.
So they're going to use all of the month of August to let him get back into game speed.
If you can have in maybe in September, that's up the middle, and Anderson will shovel on to get him. Can you hang with us another half?
Of course.
All right, we'll continue on. No score in this one at Fenway after 3. And a virtual reality home run challenger now available for your next event. For more information, email Red Sox Showcase at redsox.com or call 617-226-6900. Alex Spear of 108 Stitches, the Boston Globe, joining us here as we go to the fourth inning. Turning into an early pitcher's duel here between the Red Sox and the White Sox. Abreu, Smith, and Garcia to get their second look at the Red Sox left-hander. We're talking about the bullpen a little bit and the added depth, and with Joe Kelly soon to return. Has this changed, do you think, the way John Farrell is going to manage ball games?
He talked about it a little bit today. The idea that if he can, there are going to be some nights where he'll feel really good if he can get a starter to go through 5 innings because of what Addison Reed allows him to do in terms of just a deeper setup group. Between Reed and the emergence of Brandon Workman, whose stuff is clearly the best that it's been since 2013, especially against right-handed hitters. We're still waiting to see how his mix works against lefties a little bit. But Workman, Kelly, Barnes has looked very good since the All-Star break by and large. So that's suddenly a group that's pretty deep through the middle innings, and there are going to be games where if the starter can get him 15 outs, which Rodriguez hasn't been terribly efficient since coming back, so that's a kind of gold standard. Pfister, you haven't seen that many deep outings save for the last one. He'll still feel like he can get those last 12 outs.
3-0 on Abreu. Tags that one to center field. Jackie Bradley turning around. Off the wall. He'll play it. Heading into second. Here's the throw and the tag, and he's safe. So 2 bases for Abreu, and almost muscled it out with a double.
Well, I give him credit to get to second base, because if Jackie gets his hands on it, man, you better go. So he had to be running out of the box. He knew he didn't hit it out of the ballpark. Jackie got to it pretty good right there. You think about a little one hop, got to it, and he wants to gun him out. The throw's there, but he's in time.
Between that and the throw he made to third base in the first inning, he's showing off the arm tonight.
I think right now the man to beat for the Gold Glove in center field, the American League.
Well, Kiermaier's been out all year, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
so that helps.
Yeah.
I mean,
plus, Jackie's made catches on national television that, trust me when I tell you, that helps.
Yes.
That helps your case, because the people who vote for that honor get a chance to see you do that, pulling back home runs, that sort of thing.
I thought he was set up to get it last year, and then Kiermaier's gotten it the last 2 years, and he's a highlight film too. I mean, how he's caught balls.
There were some really good center fielders. We saw Austin Jackson make maybe the best catch ever made at Fenway Park. Certainly in the top 5 in the history of this ballpark. Smith reaching on an error first time up. Back to Jackson's catch as we flash back to Tuesday.
Well, this is the home run that he took
This is Jackie
away
Bradley's,
from Judge. But you see where he was there. He ran out of, he got up. He wasn't going to fall in the bullpen. That's the difference between the catches. Where he gave up his body, Jackson. he just said, I'm launching, and he got it.
And then managed to hold himself on to the wall, which, that's the thing. For a guy who's in a visiting park, to have the wherewithal to do that is amazing.
Then a couple of days later, and in terms of difficulty, I thought an even tougher play. He made a great catch in Anaheim, leaping up against the fence in right center field, and took away not a home run. It would have been a double, maybe a triple, but a sensational play, very athletic play.
Some of the plays that Bradley made in Detroit earlier this year, in the first week or so of the season, he was making unbelievable plays while just colliding time after time with the fence.
Liner, Mookie Betts coming on, a sliding stab. Back to second base goes Abreu.
Speaking of nice plays, how about casually he makes this great play? This is to me, makes it look so easy. Look at this. This ball is running out of air. It's running out of air. He just, he sized it up. Went into the slide. I got it. Don't worry about nothing.
It's a rope with slice away from him.
Yes.
But his read is so good and that he's able to make it, as you point out, casually.
He had it. It's a good feeling when you're a pitcher. You turn around. You don't have to have a heart attack. You just know he's going to catch it.
And it is pretty interesting. Mookie Betts had a really interesting interview with Rob Bradford recently of WEEI, in which he was very self-critical. He talked about how disappointing his season to date has been. But one of the remarkable things is that even though his offensive numbers aren't what they were a year ago, they're still good. They're still above average. on pace for almost 30 homers, not quite. And beyond that, his defense remains exceptional. By most advanced defensive metrics, the best defensive player in baseball this year, and one of the best base runners in baseball this year. So
you're not just saying the best at his position.
Correct. I'm saying one of the best at any position in baseball, which he was last year as well.
Right.
But he takes away runs.
So
right?
the overall effect is that even though he views this as being a disappointing down year, if you believe in statistics like wins above replacement that are supposed to encompass a player's entire game, he ranks, I think, in the top 7 in all of Major League Baseball. Not far from MVP consideration again.
And that's the stuff you have to know in this day and age to to qualify, how good a guy is, how good a player he is. It's not about, the simple stats anymore.
In the last 5 years, starting with that Mike Trout versus Miguel Cabrera debate in 2012, as a result of Cabrera winning the Triple Crown and Mike Trout being ridiculous, it's become a big part of the conversation with awards.
Garcia 0 for 1, a count on him, 3-0. Abreu with a double to lead off the inning, and then Smith with the liner caught by Betts. Moncada on deck. Not many scoring chances for either side early in this left-handers battle, and the 3-0, and he'll walk him. So that'll put him on at first and second for Moncada.
Seen a lot of fastballs and changeups. A lot of fastballs early, a few more mixed in changeups. Not a whole lot of sliders tonight. He's in good shape. I mean, he hasn't given up any runs. I mean,
the only slider of note was that one to Abreu to finish off the first. But you also wonder how carefully he was interested in working to Garcia, given that Moncada, as a right-handed hitter, that is not his stronger side.
And overall hitting .098 with only 6 RBIs.
Hitting 0 from the right-hand side. Don't get hot now. He jammed him last time up. A little weak ground ball.
1 out and 2 men on, a double and a walk. Rodriguez would love a ground ball right at somebody here.
He just looks more hitterish left-handed anyway, doesn't he? He just looks like a better hitter. It's left-hander.
It's clearly his more comfortable position, and the ball just comes screaming off of his bat from the left-hand side. At least, in the minors when he got a hold of it, his home runs almost all came from the left side.
Nice pitch.
Nice scoop by him. He's going to go to first base to get that out. A certain out. The runner's up to second and third, but now 2 down.
Pretty nice pick. He's thinking about going to second base. Decided not to. Kind of fumbled it a little bit, but it was a nice pick from the get-go. You see, he doesn't catch it clean, right? It comes out of his hand a little bit. Now he fumbles it a little bit. Decides just to get the out there, just as well.
But even having the wherewithal to make that adjustment, to recognize, okay, I don't have the best handle on it, I'm going to get the shore out at first base. That is a sign of startling maturity, or surprising maturity, for a kid who's 20. I was talking about this with a scout today who was watching someone else at his major league debut, highly regarded prospect, and he said, look, the game was speeding up on him. He was making some decisions that were a little bit off in the field. Devers has shown no panic in the field so far. It's really striking for a kid that young.
Delmonico, the batter, comes up empty on the first one. He was caught looking on a third strike in the second. And Rodriguez trying to keep it a 0-0 game here in the fourth, with Abreu and Garcia aboard. Two down in the 0-1. Can't get him to chase that.
Delmonico had a couple swings and misses on the fastball in the first at bat, so you're seeing Rodriguez come out of the chute with fastball in this one as well.
There was only 4 total innings of pitching for Eduardo his last time out, as he misses down and in with a fastball. Cleveland now 4-0 on the Yankees in the 4th inning.
He struck out Delmonico on a front door slider last time up, kind of froze him. I don't know if he's trying to do it or not, but it worked.
In his first major league home run here last night, the 2-1. And now he's gone to 3-1. Adam Engel on deck. Played moving around a little bit on Eduardo in this inning. And up to 69 pitches.
It also looks like he's reaching back for a little more in these at-bats, up to 94 in against Delmonico, whereas he had been kind of sitting at 91, 93 in the last couple of innings.
3-1.
Humped up a little bit there, huh? Right down and challenged him is what he did. He's late. You got to get the head out, man. It's 3-1, and he gets a fastball, and he's late.
Between Rodriguez and Rodon, you're looking at two of the hardest throwing young left-handers in the American League. Pretty interesting matchup.
This crowd wants another strikeout. Fly ball instead to left. Benintendi driven back, heading for the wall, turning. It's off the tin. That's going to bring in 2 runs. Abreu scores. Garcia scores. Delmonico drives in a pair to make it 2-0 Chicago.
And he threw him back-to-back fastballs. You know, he had a good look at the 3-1 fastball. Was a little late. He wasn't late that time. See where this fastball is. Probably up middle, right? And then he stayed on it. I mean, just a hair late, but a hair late is off the wall is what that is. You know, he got fooled there a little bit, but it doesn't matter. 2 runs are going to score any way you look at it. Delmonico comes through.
He's enjoying his stay at Fenway Park. First double of his career. We talked about his first home run yesterday, and that'll send up Engel, who's 0 for 1 with a line drive to center. So 2-0 White Sox. Inning began with a double, and now the walk has cost him.
This has been a tough inning for him command-wise. Like you said, Dave, he's kind of lost it just a little bit.
And those back-to-back fastballs to finish at the end of the at-bat with Delmonico are basically in the same location.
Yeah, exactly.
Right-hand batter cuts and misses for strike 1.
This guy's having a tough time in the big leagues.
The White Sox are prepared to live through some transitional difficulties for a lot of their young players in the big leagues right now.
And the 0-1 just a little bit high. I love how you phrase that very delicately. Transitional difficulties.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a long time. This is not a, you know, a 1-year deal.
Well, it's, you know, I think about this a lot with a guy like Moncada, who's come up, and obviously we've seen the batting average. It's sub 100 again, with a bunch of strikeouts. But this is kind of the right place for him to be right now in this stage of his career.
No.
He needs to be challenged by the big leagues. He needs to be maybe at times overmatched by that challenge in order to figure out what kinds of swing adjustments he needs to make. He hasn't made them yet, but this is the only level where he can figure out how to make them.
I would like to creep into the big leagues with a great lineup, and then they, you know, I'm the lamb, and they just give me some pitches to hit.
Maybe hide you a little bit.
Because it's hard to be in a lineup, but there's nobody in the lineup.
Right.
I mean, it really is.
He was the lamb, though, last year when he came up with the 2016 Red Sox, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
He still wasn't ready to make
you're
for
right.
that jump.
You're right.
And
but
it was the breaking ball that devoured him. You say this year it's been a changeup that's in there.
Thank you.
For strike 3 in the end of the inning, but Rodriguez roughed up for a couple. Alex, always great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Alex.
Middle of the 4th, 2-0 Chicago. better contributor to the Red Sox. Text 1 for bullpen depth, 2 for young offense. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote. And on cue, here comes Benintendi. 0 for 1. He's lined back to the pitcher.
Pretty good slider we just saw right there. He's waiting for a good one. I think got some bite to it.
The scouting report on Rodon is that he has 2 different sliders, a biting one and more of a slurvy one. That is going to miss up high on Benintendi. Nunes on deck, Ramirez to follow. Red Sox have been held to 1 hit. Toward right center field, dropping, oncoming angle though, and he'll make the play. 1 out.
Tomorrow at 6 o'clock, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud. Available at Men's Warehouse. Adam Pellerin, Jim Rice, and Lenny DiNardo will be joined by Vermont Governor Phil Scott as we celebrate Vermont Day at Fenway Park.
Nunes 0 for 1. He's lined to center. Eduardo coming off a 2 for 5 last night. Actually had the game-winning RBI last night. His 5th game-tying or go-ahead RBI in 6 games since joining the Red Sox. Those game-winning RBIs don't have to be in the 9th inning all the time.
I don't think a lot of people thought this was a big deal when we got Nunes. I really don't. Obviously, the Yankees got more pub than anybody with the deals they did before the deadline, and then Sonny Gray.
This was not looked at as a major deal, you know. But although I think Dave Dombrowski had competition for Nunes' services, but the impact he has made, I don't know if anyone could have predicted that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Dave Dombrowski could, because this guy was red hot with the Giants, and I know David had been looking at it for quite some time.
And don't tell me you thought that Devers was going to do this. I mean, we were just praying he'd get off to a decent start.
I mean, how do you know at 20 years old?
You can't.
Tied up, down he goes, strike 3, and so there are 2 away.
I'll tell you what, this Rodon is he's nasty, man. I mean, look at this ball jump. Watch this ball. He's trying to throw a ball outside. Look where it ends up. I mean, it had some hair on it too. Like, that's 96 miles an hour, opposite location, but Nunes can't get there.
And tonight he's looking like a healthy first-round draft pick.
He is.
And now Hanley.
I mean, really, he came out of the gate throwing, for him, not very hard, right? 91. I thought
like he was building up.
Yeah.
Last year he made 28 starts, went 9-10. Former star at NC State, where he set the career strikeout record for the Wolfpack. He led them to their first College World Series and was a first-team All-American.
He's getting loose.
Two down and 2 strikes on Hanley Ramirez, batting cleanup, playing first base tonight. One ball and 2 strikes. Devers on deck. Red Sox have been averaging almost 8 runs a game and 13 hits a game, and going 4-1 over their last 5. Doing it without Dustin Pedroia. Looks like Petey will be ready to come back as soon as that DL stay officially runs out. He'll be set to go. I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the pain like for you? And he said, dude, I do not do scales.
It's 1 to 10 stuff. What's this 1 to 10 stuff?
Forget it. Just itching to return the 2-2. Down he goes, strike 3. Rodon continues to sail. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox in the 4th inning. Proud presenting sponsor of the WEEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon, dedicated to striking out cancer in kids. Arbella donates $50 for every strikeout by a Sox pitcher, up to $100,000. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. To the fifth, Sox are down 2-0 to the White Sox. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, Jemai Webster joining you here from Fenway. Yolmer Sanchez has a double. He was stranded back in the third inning. And the White Sox have 3 hits. Red Sox only have 1 tonight so far. So pitching has ruled the night to this point. Popped him up. Bogart's out, coming on Benintendi. And a man away here in the 5th. Let's go down to Jemai.
Thanks a lot, Dave. The catching has been a 2-man position for the Red Sox between Sandy Leon and Christian Vasquez. Red Sox manager John Farrell says both guys have been chomping at the bit to get extra work, but of course that extra work has fallen on the shoulders of Vasquez because Leon went down with an injury after sliding it to home and trying to slide into home and score some runs. But he says Vasquez has been great and he's responded to the extra work. He says especially the way he's swinging the bat, he's handled the extra work without issue, and he has 13 hits coming into this one with the last 7 games, including that walk-off home run you guys were talking about, probably one of the highlights of the year for the Red Sox so far, and he has the only hit tonight.
Oh, it might be the highlight. You're right, Jemai. Win a ball game like that.
Well, they had 2 walk-offs, right? So with their catchers this year, Leon early in the year, but they've done a nice job, 2 of them.
A trickler. Devers went for it. Bogarts has it. Close, but he got him. Bang, bang play for the second out of the inning. Devers wise to beg off that. Stay tuned after the 3rd out of this half inning for the mid-5th studio show with Adam and Mark coming your way. A tight fit there in the bullpen.
That was kind of cute, huh?
That's Craig Kimbrell. Saladino to climb in. He's lined to short, fly to center. 0 for 2. With a lot of talk in the post game about that mustache, huh? He's got it going. Do you call that a Fu Manchu?
I think so. No, it has to be all the way, doesn't it?
Does it?
I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. I know. All I know is Goose Gossage had this Fu Manchu, right? I mean, but it was bigger. So, but his is extended a little bit. Do you have to have the start of a goatee or what? I don't know.
That might just be the Fu.
It's distinctive, all right, isn't it? Catches your eye.
It is. Now, for those of us who have no hope of growing one, I think they're all impressive. Yours is impressive.
Mine's just gray, man. When it's you're gonna get it. You want it nice and thick.
What is the secret to growing a good one?
I don't know. I mean, you're born with that. Come on.
Off the outside. 2-2.
Everybody grows one before they can grow one. You know that a lot, don't you?
Sure.
They can't wait to grow one, but it's just not ready yet.
Been there. It was a gruesome experience. 3-2. And it's worse for the people around you, you know, because they have to watch it not come in, you know.
Like, hey, man.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, give it up.
It's time, isn't
Yeah,
it? You're like,
isn't
no, give me another couple weeks.
Right.
Couple weeks. Downstairs, ball 4. Second walk issued tonight by the left-hander. A base runner for the White Sox with 2 down, and the dangerous Abreu. And he is a guy that Rodriguez has been very careful with, and Abreu burned him with a double in the 4th inning and scored a run. You mentioned he's .362 against left-handers this season. That's number 9 in the majors against southpaws.
7 home runs, right?
Yes. Overall, 19 of them with 68 runs batted in. (2-0) White Sox here in the 5th. Red Sox have won 3 straight. to take a 2-game lead in the division over the Yankees. And Erod misses up high, 1-0. Same two clubs here tomorrow. Hope you'll join us here on NESN at 7:10. Drew Pomerantz against the right-hander James Shields. Drew 10-4, 3.46 ERA. Shields is 2-3, an ERA of 6.19.
Pretty close pitch, a little change up down.
Didn't get it.
I'll tell you, got to be careful. I mean, this is the only guy in the lineup you don't want to beat you.
And that's what the pitcher meeting is, right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing they say.
Don't let this guy beat you.
Saladino aboard with 2 down. He leads at first.
Try to paint him down and away here with fastball. That's
on the corner.
Oh, that is such a ball.
Home plate umpire Marvin Hudson gave the strike. I will say this has happened a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, this is such a ball. I mean,
Vasquez pulling it back a bit.
I mean, he wasn't even trying to go after him. He didn't even want it.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And now he's going to make him challenge him now. What? I don't know here. I'm trying to focus here on Abreu, to be honest with you. Throwing over here to Saladino. He's not like a burner.
The 2-1 to the number 3 hitter Abreu. And he misses away for sure that time, and the count 3-1.
He didn't want him. He doesn't want him. I don't want him.
He's been really cautious with this guy.
What are you gonna do? Throw him a changeup down out of the zone, or?
We've seen him do it tonight.
Yeah, I mean,
3-1, 3-2 changeups. Taking a long time.
shake fastball.
Got him to wave and miss it, a non-strike. 3-2.
What kind of swing was that? 3-1. He wanted to hit. This is not a pretty swing. 3-1.
Swung at ball 4.
Yeah, it's just.
However, that strike.
Yeah, I'm throwing it away. I'm throwing the same pitch. Don't get cute. Oh, what is number 2?
Would that be the slider? Grounded foul. It was the slider.
But that slider's 3. What's 2? Was that more of a break? I mean, one's a. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that was definitely a slider.
Oh, definitely a slider. That's a slider. I'll tell you what, if you left that thing and he went bridge, oh.
This guy can do it.
I mean, let's don't get cute. Fastball in, changeup, fastball away. Either hit the corner or don't even think about catching plate.
Runner will go and knock foul again.
Man.
And they'll do it again on 3-2.
Well, he caught plate. I mean, that's it. You know, that's a strike. Now maybe he'll throw something, change up something in the dirt and get him out front.
He did get him to ground out in first inning, a double in the 4th inning.
Oh, he wants that again. That slider. Keep it down.
Payoff pitch. He got him.
Got him. Good for him.
He strikes out Abreu. 1 man left. Still 2-0 White Sox in the 5th. Red Sox trying to get that offense again. CVS Health is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives and move us one step closer towards a tobacco-free generation. Learn more at cvshealth.com/be-the-first. Red Sox getting their second look at Rodon, Devers, Bogarts, Young here in the 5th inning. So at the midway point. So far, the southpaw has quieted a hot offense. Rafael 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. Oh, 1, and that's up the middle for a base hit. So Devers, and we have seen this ability to make adjustments, Eck. It's been one of the most impressive things about him now with an 8-game hitting streak.
Well, he left him a slider right there, and he just goes to town on it. Ball's running away. Didn't pull off. It's a nice swing, isn't it? Just beautiful off the left-handed pitcher like that. This guy, I'll tell you what, he just more and more just impresses you every time he gets to the plate.
He's now 4 for 10 off lefties. As mentioned, an 8-game hitting streak. The leadoff man is on for the Red Sox for the first time tonight. That sends up Xander, who's 0 for 1. He struck out first trip.
Get this Rodon in the stretch, see how he can pitch.
All right, so a baseball 101 question. Specifically, what does that do to change what you do as a pitcher when you have to go from the wind to the stretch?
All of a sudden your timing's off a little bit. It just is. You're so used to doing something for 4 innings. Maybe it takes you a couple throws to find out where it is. You see right there, a changeup he missed with and a fastball he kind of spiked down into the ground. You know, right away. 2 bad pitches.
And a mound meeting. Chris Young on deck. Rafael Devers with a leadoff single, just the second hit for the Sox tonight. Christian Vasquez with a base hit in the 3rd inning as he continues to tear the cover off it, but Devers is on. Rick Porcello summed it up after last night's win. He said, "We are swinging the bats well and have to continue to throw the ball well. That's the recipe right there." And he said, "We need to do that for the next 2 months." Red Sox team that has been scoring. Well, the count goes to 3-0.
Finally threw a strike. We've been waiting for the Red Sox to really take off. You know, the long ball's been there too, if you think about it. A couple of 2-run shots last night, 2 3-run shots the night before.
Liner into right field. That's going to drop down for a base hit, cut up by Garcia. Rounding is Devers. Here's the throw. It's cut off. The rookie into 3rd. A hot shot by Bogarts, and back-to-back hits for the Red Sox for the first time tonight.
That's bogey right there. 3-1. Don't try to crank. Don't try to pull. He gets a fastball up and away, up out of the zone. Almost a ball. 3-1. But you see, nice piece of hit. Keeps his head down. Line drive, right field. And you see Devers aggressive. You know, little stutter step there, but he's off to the races. He gets the 3rd easily, and then 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Look at him. He is getting it right there, and you're going to see him into this little slide. He's a player.
And chatting up Sanchez, the 3rd baseman. Must be summer because a young fan ran out of the field. That'll be taken care of.
Yeah, that was quick.
Red Sox down 2-0, but the hits are now even at 3. Let's go back to Devers on Tuesday and an example on Monday or Tuesday's plate coverage.
Yeah, check this out, huh? Ball down. He's got that stroke up the middle. And you see the breaking ball. He stays on it, hits the ball the other way. Fastball middle. What's he going to do with that? He's going to hit this ball into the hole. Everything's a hit. Ball gets in on him a little bit here. What's he get? A little dunks it in to right field. You know you're living right. 4 for 4.
So they're on the corners. Nobody out for Chris Young. And the Sox can make an out and get on the scoreboard against the lefty. That one tagged, though, down the line into the corner. He hooked it, and a foul ball. A good-looking swing by Chris Young, and for a moment, looked like he had tied up the ball game with a double.
He went chopping right there. He just got a changeup. I thought it was a fastball, but it was a changeup. That's why he hooked it enough. You see, they turned it over. Ball's hittable, middle, end of the bat, just a little out front. I thought this ball was going to go out of the ballpark. See how he cuts off that swing right there? And I tell you what, that ball had to be fouled by 6 inches. Man, I thought as soon as he hit it, this ball was bridged. You can't tell, it already hit something, then went fair, but that ball's maybe a couple feet.
So 1 strike on Young, who's driven in 18 runs. 0-2. And a really fine play made by a fan. We've seen some great catches in the crowd tonight. A bobble and a grab. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Good catch by his friend as well. Thank goodness. 1-2.
Boy, he backed him off right there. That's a good pitch.
Chris with 5 home runs. 1 has come off a left-hander. Young lately driving the ball. 3 extra base hits over his last 5 games at Fenway and hitting .308 in that span. He's got Devers at third, Bogarts at first. Tried to hold up. They appeal. No swing. 3-2.
I don't know how he held up there. That was a tough pitch to hold up on. Slider. That ball's biting down. Holds up. Ooh. That's hard to do.
Vasquez on deck. Red Sox would love to get him up there with men on base.
Rodon has some stress throws this inning right here, all of them.
And you mentioned he's a different pitcher going from the stretch all of a sudden. After the leadoff single by Devers, who is now 90 feet from scoring.
Gas in.
Broken bat and a foul ball. He'll be off to get a new stick.
Tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. Adam Pellerin, Jim Rice, and Lenny DiNardo will preview tomorrow's starter Drew Pomeranz and have a recap of Roger Clemens throwing BP to last year's Jimmy Fund auction winners. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
From all reports, the Rocket does not mess around when he's throwing BP. He brings it.
He doesn't let you hit it.
Here comes the toss over to first base and back in Bogarts.
That's not nice. He's got 55-year-old hair. Yeah. That's what he's got. That's his cheese coming in there.
But the essence of batting practice is allowing them to hit the ball. He challenges these guys. I mean, they're getting the big league stuff from what the Rocket has left. 3-2. That one tagged for a base hit. Devers in to score, and the Red Sox are on the board. That'll make it 2-1.
That's a great at bat there by Chris Young. Had some good swings, laid off that slider down. To me, that was the biggest part of that at bat. And he short strokes him into left field. Look at this. 3-2 fastball. Good pitch to hit. Turns it over. Hits it hard right into the hole. RBI 2-1. 3 hits in a row. Rodon falling out of his tree a little bit right here.
Base hits by Devers, Bogarts, and Young. Chris with his 19th RBI. And nobody out. For the man you'd have to say right now is the hottest Red Sox hitter, Christian Vasquez. Already with a base hit tonight, a 7-game hitting streak. He has 14 hits in his last 26 at bats.
You think he's feeling confident or what?
Time now to see who's been driving the ball. Presented by Toyo Tires. Vasquez with that hitting streak, 538 during it, with a memorable home run. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. As runners at first and second. And he'll take a strike at 93. Sox have now gone ahead in the hit category 4-3.
Got Butter sitting there halfway to home down in foul territory.
Well, he's got to be way down that line, because from the third base coach's box you can't see a lot of left field, not the corner anyway.
Right.
He's got to get as close to home plate as he can. If a ball goes down there, to wave in the runner. 1 strike on Vasquez. Let up pitch, a slider, in for a strike.
Yeah, that's not the good one. That's the one just for a strike. A little get me over. He can't pull the trigger. Start him off with a fastball in, and then you get a slider. Not much break on it, but catches the plate. He can't pull the trigger.
Is this the A slider coming up?
I'm thinking the same thing.
Again, his last 4 starts, the left-hander 0-3, a 7.32 ERA, but they think he's like midway through spring training right now because of all the time he missed with that injury. Just came back to work at the very end of June. And the 0-2. Check swing, pitch in the dirt. He did not go, and picked up by Smith. The runner's hold. So it's a ball and 2 strikes on a red hot Red Sox catcher. Look at that, 520 over the last 10 days entering tonight for Christian.
Can he keep it going? He laid off that tough slider. See what he does here. Nope.
Down he goes, strike 3. 1 away. Jackie Bradley next.
Yeah, that was a much better one than the one he just threw over the plate. This ball had a little bite on it, going down a little bit. Swings over the top. Good pitch. Hard to lay off.
Jackie struck out looking in the 3rd inning, so he's 0 for 1. So far 3 for 23 on the homestand, so he could use a big hit.
Hit 325 coming in off left-hander. See if he can keep it going.
Bogarts and Young leading at 2nd and 1st.
A little too hard to handle right there, that pitch.
Mookie Betts would be next. And a 1-strike pitch. 1-1.
That breaking ball, you got to hope you get a hanger.
Well, last night the ball was really carrying here at Fenway. Not so much yet tonight. Up the middle, a dive, the flip, did not get it out anywhere, and the bases are loaded. Anderson made a really nice play. It will be a base hit for Jackie, and they're all loaded up. with one man out.
The problem in this whole play is that Chris Young got to second base in a hurry. You know, he's got a bigger lead with guys on first and second. Nice play by Anderson to get to this ball, but you see Chris Young, he's at second base in a hurry, and Mancata can't get to second for the flip to him, and he still tries to attempt to throw it out at first, but nice play to get to that ball by Anderson, and he just can't get there in time. Decides to throw to first base. One hops Abreu. Everybody's safe. Bases loaded.
Well, that stab did save a run, at least for now. But they're all filled up for Mookie Betts. Mookie on the night is grounded out, hit into a fielder's choice, and went 6-4. 271, 18 homers. He has a little 4-game hit streak. His last 11 home games, Mookie has driven in 14. Ball one. So all loaded up. Bogarts at third, Young at second, Bradley at first.
And they're playing back, obviously. They're just looking to get a double play ball, which is not an easy thing to do with Mookie.
In tight, ball two.
Yeah, now it's time to party here. 2-0. That's what I love.
Good count for Betts. The 2-0.
Change up.
In there for a strike. How about that? A 2-0 change. That shows a little conviction.
Yeah, it's a big league pitch is what it is. You're looking like you're going to get something to work on, and luckily he didn't swing at it and roll it over or something.
Got a piece on a big cut, but that was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
I'll tell you what, the cut and the swing and the fastball was as good a fastball as he's thrown all night. And luckily he threw it up out of the zone because Mookie was trying to go yard. Look at this swing from Mookie. Kind of off balance a little bit.
2-2. All loaded with one down. And fouled away. Benintendi on deck. Red Sox with a run on the board finally here tonight on 4 singles here in the 5th. Rodon up to 77 pitches with this next one. Ground ball to the first baseman. Abreu coming home and got the out there. Bogarts cut down at the plate. No double play there, but now 2 down, and they're reloaded for Benintendi.
Well, it looked like it took forever to get that throw to the plate to throw him out, but there's a force out at home that makes it easier. But back to the pitch count. You're talking about fastball, and he likes to set you up. Next pitch again inside. Now what you going to get 2-0? Change up. Good pitch. Take it. Forget about it. Fastball up and away. Good big swing. Slider down. Middle in. He got a decent swing at it, and then you see another breaking ball. He stays back. Forced play at home. Bases still loaded, but good pitch by Rondon.
Benintendi 0 for 2. He's lined to the pitcher and fly to center. And now 2 down. And fouls that one away. That one tied him up in at 96.
He likes to start you off in is what he tries to do. Something hard in, sets everything up.
So it's Young at third, Bradley at second. Betts has taken over at first. It would be a frustrating inning if the Red Sox only wind up with 1 run. Especially the way they've been swinging the bats.
I mean, you get 4 hits and only 1 run. This is why this is a big at bat.
Smith asking for time. Big conference here now for the White Sox.
Got a lot of practice in the stretch this inning. A lot of stress pitches is what it is.
Want to extend our best wishes to all riders and volunteers in the 38th annual Pan Mass Challenge this weekend. Good luck and safe riding. The 0-1. Now 0-2 on Benintendi.
Back in there again, man. 98. Why don't you throw a slider back to the screen? That's what you got to look for here.
That would bring in Young from third. 0-2 and down
nasty.
he goes. Yep, nasty, filthy. Benintendi fans, and the Red Sox leave them loaded. That's a squander. 2-1 Chicago. Since the All-Star break, which has been the better contributor to the Red Sox? Has it been bullpen depth or the young offense? And you're saying the offense way out in front, 74%. Nick, would you concur?
Well, the last 7 days, right? Not all year.
Since the All-Star break.
Yes, it's break, yeah.
Well, Kevin Smith to lead things off here. Red Sox leave them loaded. Wind up with a 1 run in the 5th. So they do cut the lead in half, but it'll be Smith, Garcia, Moncada in the 6th inning against Rodriguez.
You surprised he went after Abreu last inning?
Yes.
You know, if that 2-0 pitch was not called a strike, he might not have.
Absolutely.
Right?
I think that changed everything.
It changed everything.
Because that missed by about 3 inches.
And he gave it to him.
Yep. 2-0 is flared foul by Smith, who sits safely in 4 consecutive games. Eduardo's pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket. Up to 97. Right now the Red Sox don't have anybody throwing in the bullpen, but they're starting to move around out there as he approaches the 100 pitch mark. Smith has reached on an error by the shortstop and lined out to right, so he's 0 for 2. Foul tipped.
That little cutter, not a slider, a little cutter, hard cutter down and in. I love that pitch. Yeah, dot that corner out there. Or you make that pitch, he is out. He's just out. You just make that pitch.
Erod with a couple of walks tonight. Here comes his 100th pitch of the evening. Smith hanging in there. 275 hitter with 2 home runs. Former Big East star out of the University of Pittsburgh. Had a really fine basketball program there for a long time. Here's the 3-2 and lofted foul.
Can't get cute here. You got to go after this guy. Do it again. Down
Payout pitch to Smith here, the 3-2. 93 miles an hour. Got a piece of that one.
Ball 4, but don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. Adam Pellerin, Jim Rice, Lenny DiNardo will break down Edward Rodriguez's start. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason?
Three-2. Again spoiled. Red Sox have the hard-throwing Austin Maddox beginning to loosen in the pen, as Rodriguez is now north of 100 pitches.
Well, he's making them work, man. He keeps filling it up. Fastball after fastball away.
Three-two coming. Popped up. Benintendi to cover the ground. Smith really did make him work before flying to left field, one away.
You got to give Erod credit there, coming inside, jamming him a little bit. Big pitch.
The AIG Hurling Classic and Irish Festival returns to Fenway with a doubleheader featuring 4 of the most prominent teams in the world. In addition to hurling, the festivities include a lively Irish festival. Tickets are on sale right now. Go to redsox.com/hurling. So one away. Garcia will step in. He's flied out and walked. Came in to score, though, after taking ball 4 in the 4th inning when they got their 2 runs. Red Sox just scored in the bottom of the 5th inning. So a 2-1 score here in the 6th. Garcia, over his last 17 games, is hitting about 340. He's been a tough out.
Once again, he's moving it around, isn't he? In and out. I think he's had good stuff tonight for the most part. He had misfired a little bit that 1 inning, but what can you say? He got 3 hits. That's it.
He's had 107 pitches, which is what he needed to get through 4 innings in his last outing. Tonight, getting into the 6th inning.
Trying to get out of this inning. That was a pain to get Smith out. The last at bat was.
This guy's had a solid year. 292. His batting average at the moment. And a 2-2 pitch. That'll be scooped up by Nunes. Up and over. 2 down. The Reds secured Champions League qualification in the 2016-17 season, but hoping to put themselves in the title race in the coming campaign. Tomorrow, Liverpool squares off against Athletic Club in Dublin, and a preseason friendly. Pre-match coverage begins tomorrow morning at 11:45 on NESN. Moncada is 0 for 2. He's grounded to second and to third.
Well, Erod's pitched good enough to win tonight. He gave up a couple runs. We've been talking about how great this offense is.
So far, the Sox now have 5 hits, 1 run.
Depends on what night you pitch. He picked the wrong night, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, a long way to go yet here in the 6th inning. In a tight game.
Back-to-back changeups.
The Indians are doing what they can to help out the Red Sox. They lead the Yankees 6-1. They're in the 6th inning in Cleveland. After beating the Yankees last night, that one ripped into left field. Will settle down for a base hit. So Moncada aboard. He is 1 for 3 against his old team.
And he can run.
He hasn't had many hits.
Finally got hit. That's why he's clapping. His
Yeah,
first
right.
hit off a left-handed pitcher.
Right. So Delmonico will be next. He's had a tough series so far against the Red Sox. Last night the home run. Tonight a 2-run double in the 4th inning. His first major league double. Batting with 2 down and a man on. 2-1 Chicago. He was not close on that one.
He was cheating on a fastball, and luckily he threw it in the right spot. That's probably the worst pitch he threw all night is to this Delmonico kid with a 3-2 pitch, back-to-back fastballs. He left it up, hit it off the boards out there over the scoreboard.
Delmonico, a left-hand hitter, a right-handed thrower. Grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee, and in high school he played on 4 state championship teams. So did nothing but win there. 0-2 the count. Hit a walk-off home run in the championship game as a junior in high school. Brother Tony was a catcher in the Dodgers organization for about 4 years. Good baseball bloodlines. 0-2 the count.
Two well-placed fastballs, first 2 pitch.
Oh, 2 is off the plate. This guy has a little Steve Finley in him.
Huh.
Was a really fine player for quite a while in the big leagues. Runner at first base and 2 out.
Way off the plate, isn't he?
Looking for the K of the lefty batter. Down he goes, hacking for strike 3. 1 man left. Chicago in front 2-1 here in the 6th. On the patio at Davio's in Linfield, they may see Eck there. Plus put the pedal to the metal in a Chevy Camaro on a racetrack at the Apex driving events. Don't miss this and more at 9 in the morning on Dining Playbook, driven by your New England Chevy dealers. So on to the last half of the 6th inning. Red Sox are trailing 2-1. High fly ball. Nunes laying into one, and she's gone over everything. And the ball game is tied. And Nunes continues to make lots of new friends at Fenway.
How about this guy? I mean, how about this guy? Changeup, he hits it out of the ballpark. First pitch. You can't fool him.
Hard to get one by him the way he's swinging it.
I'll tell you, last time up, he punched him out on a fastball, and he starts him off with a changeup, and look what he does with it.
Well, has he been a revelation for the Red Sox?
That guy is sick. He really is. I mean, this is ridiculous. First pitch changeup. Punched him out last time on a fastball. Left it inner half, and look what he does to it. I mean, he just loses it. This guy is not a home run hitter. He's hit 3 already. I mean, I don't think he's ever been as hot like this before in his life. If he has, whew.
Well, you know, some may think that it was a steal for the Red Sox. It's becoming a big story for the Red Sox. And flicked foul by Hanley Ramirez, who was flied out and struck out.
I was about to say, how's Rodon going to come back after this inning?
Speedway proud to be New England's first choice in value and convenience. For every Red Sox home run this season, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital, and all during the month of August in Massachusetts stores. Use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase $3 of in-store merchandise and get 10 cents off a gallon.
No, but I was about to say before he threw that pitch or after that, I wonder how he's going to come back after that tough inning last inning. And he just didn't get it one pitch into it, and the game's tied.
You know, the last couple of innings, the Red Sox have 5 hits. None bigger than Eduardo Nunes blasting that home run to tie it. And Addison Reed begins to throw in the bullpen. And a 1-2 pitch will miss. Even a count on Hanley.
Well, he's probably living in a hotel, right? He's been here for a week. I mean, he's just as comfortable as can be. He's everybody's best friend, as hot as he is.
And Ramirez with a swing and a miss for strike 3. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's Adam Pellerin. Adam, thank you very much. Ground ball into that little shift. Anderson had moved over closer to second base and guns down Devers, who is now 1 for 3. And 2 down. Red Sox have tied it. Bogarts will climb in next, 1 for 2 with a single tonight. And with a base hit in the 5th inning off Rodon. Nobody warming up in the Chicago bullpen, and in there for a strike. Chris Young on deck, and the lefty misses down and away. 1 ball 1 strike. Upgrade your day with DD Perks. You can earn a free beverage when you enroll and speed past the line with on-the-go ordering. Speeding past the line may not be possible at all locations. Download the Dunkin' app today. 1-2.
Rodon, he has been impressive tonight.
Red Sox got a strong outing from Eduardo Rodriguez too. That one punched to the right side, scooped up by Moncada, and retires the side. But Eduardo Nunes continues to launch home runs, hit line drives, and get big hit after big hit. And the Red Sox beat Seattle 4-3. Daisuke went 7. He got the win, his 13th. Manny scored a run and he knocked in another, and Jason Varitek had 2 RBIs. As the Red Sox roll to a victory, Sox have tied it on a blast by Eduardo Nunes, and now comes a new reliever, Addison Reed, making his 3rd appearance with the Red Sox on in relief of Eduardo Rodriguez. I think you got to be pleased with the outing by Erod tonight. 6 innings, just 2 runs and 4 hits.
Yeah, he sure didn't, deserve to lose. That's for sure. He should have had a chance at a win, but as he lead 2-1, I guess he's kind of fortunate that somebody tied it.
Reed making quick work of Engel here as he strikes him out. 1 away.
Tonight, after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we'll save you time and get you up to speed on all the news in sports, including the latest Patriots camp where Brady addresses the media for the first time, and a recap of Yu Darvish's Dodger debut. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do.
Quick strikeout brings up Sanchez, who's doubled and flied out.
Saw the good slider there to Engel to punch out. Pretty much the same both sides.
Quickly 0-2 with the slider. Boy, I don't think you can say enough about what Eduardo Nunes has meant to this Red Sox team.
I mean, he looks like a genius. Dombrowski looks like a genius. The timing, because he was hot when he left San Francisco. He was just starting to get hot.
And bounces away. He's also a really good player who can run, who can play defense, can play multiple positions. And we're seeing hitting for power too.
It's like he was under the radar or something, wasn't it? It's like
1-2, that eats him up. Down he goes, strike 3.
Well, we've seen what Reed's got, this slider, this disappearing slider that when you have left-handed hitters swinging at that ball down and in, you know it's a good one. It's one thing you punch out a right-hander, but left-handers hacking at this thing. Tight break down underneath that bat.
So 2 away, back-to-back Ks brings up Anderson, who's gone 0 for 3. It's an interesting point about Nunes. I don't feel like he's under the radar with other players. For example, I don't think the Red Sox, the guys in uniform, felt like he was under the radar. But maybe outside Boston, and we're talking about the media, maybe not everybody really came to grips with that deal until they saw him in person and the impact that he's made in his lineup.
He just doesn't have that big name. You know, he's been around the around the block a little bit, made a name for himself really in Minnesota, and then San Francisco nabbed him last year, and he played good for him down the stretch.
And I think that's it too. I mean, he played so many games on the West Coast deck.
Yeah.
That East Coasters. This is not to say guys in uniform, because I think they knew what a good player he was, but he didn't get a lot of media attention, not a lot of spotlight.
I'm sure he knows how good a player he is. You love the fact that he can play all over the place. But yes. I like the fact that he can run, and now we're seeing him go bridge. I mean, this guy is not a home run hitter.
You know, coming to Fenway, and that's a very deep left field there in San Francisco, so it might help him a lot. A base hit up the middle for Anderson. With 2 down, we'll send up Saladino.
Reed tries a quick pitch. Anderson, he hits a base hit up the middle. Watch him try to he tried to quick pitch it. I'm telling you. See, oop, didn't even come set. See you. The trickster.
Saladino is lined to short, fly to center, and taking ball 4. We're tied up 2-2. In there for strike 1.
Tell you what, if you can pitch from the Mets, and that's a difficult place to play. Everybody knows that. In the World Series, he was in the World Series for them, and obviously he played with the White Sox a couple of years.
Right past him at 93.
A sneaky gas there.
A strike thrower.
He only walked 6 guys this year in 50 innings.
Abreu on deck, and certainly Reed wants to leave him in the on deck circle. In the bottom of this inning, the Red Sox will have due up Young, Vasquez, and Bradley. Those 3 guys each have a hit tonight. 0-2, runner goes. Here's the throw, the tag, and he is out.
Yes.
Vasquez with a bullet to get Anderson. Tied up 2-2 in the middle of the 7th.
And he said that he came in there as their closer. He was 7th in the American League with 29 saved that year, but he said that Reed was a gamer, came ready every day, showed veteran qualities early on, and that's exactly what we're seeing, guys, now as a member of the Red Sox a few years later.
Boy, he knows a couple of Red Sox pitchers awfully well, doesn't he? Chris Sale and Addison Reed. He knows them inside out.
Yes, he does. He's been a great pitching coach for so long.
Chris Young has an RBI single tonight, 1 for 2. He'll be followed by Vasquez. Just made a dynamite throw to catch Anderson. Christian Vasquez, 40% in his career for caught stealings now.
I think Vasquez is playing the best baseball of his career right now.
No argument on that. And let me give you just a little example of how valuable this is. This is not to run down their catcher, Kevin Smith, but do you know what he is in caught stealings? 2 out of 43.
Ooh.
That's less than 5%. Now, so much of it has to do with the pitching staff. I realize that. But Vasquez can also bail out a pitcher.
I think he could have thrown somebody out when I was pitching. That's how long I took forever to throw it.
That's in there for strike 3. Chris Young caught. 1 man out in the 7th. Petrishka now throwing in the bullpen, the right-hander for Chicago, and the Red Sox also have activity in the bullpen. Vasquez 1 for 2 with a base hit. One down, bases empty. And tomorrow, Andy Brickley takes to the greens with Bruins head coach Bruce Cassidy at Kernwood Country Club in Salem, Mass. Catch an all-new On Course with Andy Brickley tomorrow night at 5:30. Brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino, the official resort casino of the Boston Red Sox.
Man, how do you miss that pitch?
Matt Barnes loosening. 2-2 tie in the 7th. Vasquez with 13 hits in his last 23 at bats and flies this one into left center. Angle with the catch, 2 down. Jackie is next. Five hits for Chicago. Red Sox have 6, including a home run by Eduardo Nunes, which tied the ball game to lead off the 6th inning against Rodon. He's at exactly 100 pitches now, 101.
Boy, this guy's shown me something tonight. Really, one bad inning. They got 4 hits in the 5th.
Two down in the 0-1 to Jackie Bradley. That's a strike. He has a single and he has struck out tonight.
I mean, this guy's got big league hair, 97. Slider that's filthy. Look at that thing. See ya.
Strike 3, side retired. And at the end of 7, it's a 2-2 tie at Fenway. By Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. And by Ford Trucks, built Ford Tough, the official truck of the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox 2 and the White Sox 2 as we go to the 8th inning on a pretty night here in Boston. Matt Barnes out of the pen, a right-hander. Tossed a perfect 8th inning last night against the White Sox, and he's retired all 6 batters he's faced over his last 2 outings.
Saw him last night in the 8th inning, which was kind of unusual. We thought we were going to get Reed in the 8th. We got Reed in the 7th, Barnes in the 8th, and again tonight, Barnes in the 8th.
Alan Hansen is going to pinch hit now for Saladino. And Hansen could be a threat to bunt. He is very quick. And a very, very fast base runner as he will take a strike. Not many hits tonight, a total of 11. Red Sox have a slight edge. They have 6 of them. And the Sox have the home run off the bat of Nunes. Rick Renteria, the skipper for Chicago. Former Cubs manager, so he's managed both of those franchises in the Windy City. Did not get the championship version of the Cubs. Joe Madden got that.
He got the rebuild like he's got here.
0-2.
See ya.
Looked like he went. Yep, that's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt to get him. The tag applied by Vasquez, but a strikeout, and Barnes continues to be very sharp.
3 curveballs in a row. One after another. One for a strike, and then he went to work in the dirt. 2 in a row, and he couldn't hold up. Hansen punches him out on 3 pitches. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Plainridge Park Casino. Adam Pellerin, Jim Rice, and Lenny DiNardo will break down Rafael Devers' amazing debut and preview tomorrow's starter, Drew Pomeranz.
Here's Jose Abreu, 1 for 3 with a double tonight. A double in the 4th inning, and he came in to score. That's when the White Sox took a 2-0 lead. Red Sox got single runs in the 5th and the 6th to tie it. And here we are in the 8th, 2-2. No decision tonight for Eduardo Rodriguez, but 6 innings, just 4 hits, 2 runs for the left-hander, and a career high in pitches, by the way. 117 pitches tonight.
That's a good outing for him. It was. That last inning, bunch of pitches to Smith, cleanup hitter, cost him. I don't know if he ever went to the 7th, but pitch count went up.
John Farrell was talking about it earlier today, the strength of the bullpen with the addition of Reed and Joe Kelly about to return. The Red Sox believe this weekend. And who knows, maybe at some point this season, Carson Smith as well. He went off to begin a rehab stint and just missed. 3-1 on Abreu.
Talk about the strength of this team. We always said, well, you know, from the get-go, you were thinking it was going to be the starting pitcher, especially when Price came back. You're thinking that's the strength, but the strength now is this bullpen.
Red Sox with the #1 pitching staff in the American League. 3.73 ERA, and that's going to be ball 4. So Abreu is on. He takes the 1-out walk in front of Smith. Tied up 2-2. Smith tonight has reached on an error, line to right, and flied to left. So 0 for 3. Indians continue to lead the Yankees. They've gone to the 8th inning, 6-1 Cleveland. Boy, that outside part of the plate has been there all night with this umpire.
Well, that's the side that he's generous on.
That was a called strike. Barnes will gratefully accept that. One down. Ground ball to third. Devers has it. Going to second. That's one. That's all they get. Safely into first base, Smith, but now 2 down.
A nice play. Kind of risky. Sidearm. Nunes makes a nice play.
Sox have sole possession of the top of the American League East, but the race to the postseason is not slowing down. Take the Sox with you wherever you go. Live stream any NESN Red Sox game on your favorite device. Perfect for all of your weekend plans at the beach or out on the road. Visit NESNGO.com or download the NESN Go app right now. That'll send up Garcia. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run tonight. We're tied up 2-2. Top of the 8th. And the breaking ball a little bit high apparently. A due up for the Sox in the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the order, Mookie Betts, then Andrew Benintendi, and then Eduardo Nunes, who continues to tear the cover off the ball. John Farrell was asked the question, when Dustin Pedroia returns to play second base, where do you put Eduardo Nunes? And effectively his answer was, anywhere we have to.
Exactly.
To keep that bat in the lineup.
Oh, totally. DH, whatever. I was saying, has he ever played in the outfield?
I think he has played a little outfield,
yeah,
yes. And there was even some talk about him playing some first base. Lofted foul out of play.
This little guy here is one of their better players. Talked about it before. He's hitting over 290.
Rebuilding process right now for these White Sox, but have hung tough with the Red Sox tonight, at least so far. 2 down. Crowd antsy for another strikeout. May have gotten it there. Nope, he held. Third base umpire Jerry Lane said no swing, and it's 2-2. We'll take a look.
It was close, but he didn't go.
Yeah, he held it.
Yeah, he held it. Tries to finish those left-handers off with that curveball in the dirt. What do you got here? Yeah, another hook.
Smith at first, 2 down to 2-2. He got him. Big curveball to Fan Garcia. 2 strikeouts for Barnes in the inning. transparency. Dennis Ecker's lead. Dave O'Brien. Jemai Webster with you from Fenway. Rodon stays back out there for his 8th inning in a 2-2 tie.
It's unheard of nowadays.
103 pitches. Number 104 in for a strike on Mookie Betts. Mookie's gone 0 for 3 tonight. Petrichka is still throwing in the bullpen for Chicago. Benintendi on deck, and then Nunes. Red Sox would love to see Eduardo Nunes back up there with men on base.
This guy's been walking an average of 6 per 9 innings. 6 walks per 9 innings. Hasn't walked anybody tonight.
And the 2-1 drops in there. He's had excellent command of that pitch, although it may well have been off the corner.
Sure it was.
10 strikeouts for the lefty. This is a Red Sox team that does not strike out very much.
Look at this.
Here's another one. In there for strike 3 and 96.
He just froze him. 96. This kid has got it going on. Mookie couldn't pull the trigger. That's a good pitch. He's got you thinking about that little backdoor slider, right? He hit the pitch before, and now he comes inside with some hump on it. See you. 11 punch outs.
Andrew Benintendi 0 for 3 tonight. He's lined back to the pitcher, which brought a very large grin from Rodon. He's also flied to center and struck out. Maybe due to hit one a long way. 1-1 to count.
Had him conscious inside. He's thrown him inside a lot tonight. The first 2 pitches outside. Here he goes again.
We'll stay right here after the 3rd out of this inning for a special behind the scenes look at what happens in between innings.
We're going to get a pitch to hit here.
Ground ball snatched by Moncada. Nice play. Waited on the first baseman and got him. So Benintendi is 0 for 4. Time now for our player to bank on, presented by Capital One Banking Reimagined.
Change up. He knows it's gone. Over everything. Yep.
And a pitching change. Red Sox will not weep over this because this kid was tough.
Nunes, got to get him out of there.
Petrichka coming in. Rodon coming out. He was outstanding tonight at Fenway with 11 strikeouts, but now out of the ball game, and we'll have more at Fenway in just a moment. Sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Nunes in the box, 2 down, bases empty. He belted a home run his last time up, his 3rd with the Red Sox since the trade from the San Francisco Giants. He's batting a cool .467. While with the Sox, we're locked up 2-2. Jake Petrichka out of their bullpen, sporting a high ERA, 7.63. He has allowed 22 hits in 15 1/3. So he's been very hittable. Rodon was not. Gave up just 6 hits in 7 2/3. Didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 11. One of the better pitching performances we've seen this year.
Outstanding pitching performance, and we knew that he's he's going to be a star sooner or later, this guy, but he's had some injuries, and it's going to be tough to be a star with this team, I'll tell you.
Yes, he may have to take some lumps with Chicago. Here comes the 2-1. Up the middle and a base hit. Nunes with another multi-hit game. Well, it's like clockwork.
He can't do anything wrong.
So a 2-out single. Andy Ramirez next.
Fastball away he's looking for. He leaves it middle. He just hits a ground ball up the middle. A little 2-seamer comes back just a little bit over the middle. He gets the ground ball that you want, but there's nobody there. What new?
And remember, very good speed over there at first base.
Yeah, you got to take a shot at this.
You got a catcher who has thrown out less than 5%.
I mean, it says it all. I don't even care if he's quick to the plate.
Hanley with a fly out, a strikeout, another strikeout. So looking to hit one tonight. 2-2 in the 8th. And he fouls it away for strike 1. Rodon pitched a really fine game. Not to be lost, as the Red Sox have also pitched a really fine game, allowing Chicago only 5 hits. And the 0-1 will not be made. Back in Nunes.
You would assume he's on his own.
And you would assume he has the green light.
Yes.
That'll miss. Although, frankly, that's closer to the corner than some pitches that have been called a strike tonight.
You're right. Petrichka, he's trying to be quick to the plate. He doesn't have a slide step, but he's trying to hurry up.
1-1. Devers would follow. There are 2 down. One and 2 on Hanley Ramirez. Came at him with a changeup at 87.
That's a good pitch. Great location. Hanley's trying to leave earth here. Check this out. Oop.
Nunes has yet to attempt to run. Holding here. 2-2.
Surprised he hasn't gone yet. Maybe right here.
Eduardo with 21 stolen bases. Holding. And down he goes, strike 3. That'll do it for the Sox. No runs ahead, 1 left. We move on to the 9th in a 2-2 tie. Don't go anywhere as we stay in the park.
First at the ballpark. first word on the game. It all starts with Red Sox First Pitch Live on NESN, presented by Joseph Abboud. Available at Men's Warehouse.
Most men think they can't afford a custom suit, but at Men's Warehouse, you can. Create a custom
Xfinity as we go to the 9th inning for the White Sox. Their left-hander was superb. The Red Sox got an excellent performance out of Erod. 6 innings, walked only to 5 strikeouts. No decisions for both of those guys. Nunes 2 for 4 once again with a home run. Chris Young with an RBI hit, so we're locked up going to the 9th. And Craig Kimbrell coming on, the closer. A tie game here at home. And he faces Moncada, to be followed by Delmonico and then Engel. Red Sox have out-hit Chicago 7-5, including the home run by Eduardo Nunes.
Kimbrell had a big hiccup last time out, but all forgotten. It's a beautiful thing when you blow a save and get a W. It takes a little of the sting out of it, a lot of the sting out of it.
Moncada tonight 1 for 3, single his last time up. He's also grounded out twice.
Made some nice plays at second base. Makes him look routine, but they were stingers that he made nice picks on.
Former Red Sox farmhand. A huge piece in the Chris Sale to the Red Sox deal. 2-2. White Sox are counting on him to become an all-star level player in time. Red Sox already have one in Mr. Sale. All-star game starter for 2 consecutive years for 2 different teams. 3-2.
You don't want to put this guy on because he could run, and Kimbrell's slow to the plate.
And Moncada's only played in 14 games. He's yet to steal a base, but he can run. And a 3-2. Toward the hole. Nunes can't get to it. It's a base hit. So Moncada has his second hit. This one, however, leads off the 9th inning off of Craig Kimbrell. Here comes Delmonico, ripped a double to drive in 2 runs in the 4th inning.
Yeah, this was their offense. 3-2 fastball there by Erod. He hits it off the over the scoreboard. 2 runs score, and that's it for the White Sox.
Well, around a double, a pair of strikeouts, so he's 1 for 3. And the first one to the rookie. Base hit. Moncada up to second base and stopping there. Back-to-back singles off of Kimbrel.
Boy, they stung both of them. This ball was on the screws. Obviously, everybody's looking dead red, and they get it, but looking for that rising fastball, but he rifles that ball in the right field. Luckily, it's hit so hard he can't go to third. But they got something going on here.
Well, the only other inning tonight where the White Sox had more than one hit was the fourth, and that's when they got the 2 runs, and now back-to-back singles in the ninth with nobody out.
Engel, if he doesn't bunt, I'll eat my shorts. You got to try to bunt here.
And not only is he 0 for 3, I mean, that's just the beginning of that story. He is 1 for his last 27.
It's not an easy guy to bunt. We're talking about that rising cheese that he has. It's really hard to bunt.
Hanley already in at first base.
Way in.
And he'll take a ball at 100 miles an hour, but underneath the hollow of the knee, 1-0.
Well, Hanley's going to get it in the lips if he doesn't be careful here. I mean, he's charging big time. It's forcing him to try to bunt the ball to third. It's tough enough to bunt to begin with. You can't get perfect here.
Squaring, and he drops it down. Devers will field this. Looked at second.
Oh,
close
whoa.
On a bang play. Got him at first base, but the runners advance to second and third with 1 away.
That was close.
Well, he did take a look at second base.
He had no time to do it, even though he's out. Whew. Yeah, he's out.
From the overhead view.
Yeah, almost cost him. You know, that little glance to second and then throw to first. Woo, close. That would have been devastating.
Carl Willis coming out with Sanchez, Yolmer Sanchez, the batter, and 2 men in scoring position here for Chicago in the 9th inning in a 2-2 tie. And it began with back-to-back hits off of Craig Kimbrel that you almost never see.
Well, if there's a time he needs a punch out of all the punch outs, it's right now. Pop up, punch out, whatever.
Sanchez has doubled, flied to left, and struck out tonight. Bullpen trying to hold. The bullpen has been excellent tonight, as it has been so many nights. Moncada at third. Delmonico at second, infield in. 1 down. And ball 1. Sanchez, a .257 hitter, 5 homers.
He's just trying to get this thing in play.
And 1-0. Right past him at 100.
As hard as he goes, that is as good as he goes. That's a perfect throw.
Two men in scoring position. We are in the 9th. And a 1-1. Again, triple digits.
Oh, yeah. This is adrenaline to the gills, as good as you've got. Boom.
Why not again?
Oh, yeah.
Fought off foul. 3 consecutive pitches at 100 miles an hour. I never want to believe that anyone thinks that's routine to see 100 miles an hour, even in a major league game.
No. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 157 158 That hook. If he threw him a hook, I don't know if he can hit that. I mean, either one. Take your choice.
2-2.
The thing about that hook, though, he threw it for a wild pitch the other night. You can't help but remember that.
However, if he throws it and for a strike, Sanchez might screw himself into the ground on the swing. Infield in close.
He's got to keep it up out of the zone.
Two. Got him. Right back to 100 to smoke Sanchez. And there are 2 down, and now the infield can go back to normal depth.
This is that rising cheese I'm talking about. Look at this thing. It rises. Don't tell me that doesn't rise. This ball is, I'm telling you, there's no way this thing is coming up. No chance.
2 away. Top of the order in Anderson, who's 1 for 4 with a strikeout and a single.
Man, he's just featuring everything he's got.
He's got a lot. Big fastball, one after another at 100 miles an hour. They lead at second and third to 1-0. A ball and a strike on Anderson. Anderson with a little bit of pop in the bat. He's hit 9 home runs. 8 of his 9 have come off right-handers. 7 have come in the 7th inning or later. He pounds it in there for a strike, and Kimbrel's ahead 1-2.
You can't try to throw it any harder. You just can't. He's trying to bottle that thing. He's done a nice job of it.
Down he goes. Strike 3. 2 men left as Kimbrel comes up big with another 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Devers, Bogarts, Young coming up. Red Sox trying to walk it off. And for the second time in a handful of ball games, the Red Sox are trying to walk it off in the 9th inning. Tyler Clippard out of their bullpen, a right-hander. He's tossed 4 consecutive scoreless innings in his last 4 outings. Rafael Devers will lead things off here in the 9th.
Well, he started off last night, Devers. We couldn't forget this. And everybody said, oh, I thought this ball was a fly ball to left field. Meanwhile, it's in the seats. He missed it.
But gone for his 3rd major league home run, the 0-1. Took a big home run swing there. It's 0-2.
Looking changeup. Got 2 changeups back to back. He's never faced Clippard before, and you know they go. You wonder how much information they give Devers. Try to slip this fastball by him upstairs. He did.
And strikes him out on 3 pitches. So 1 away in the 9th inning. Xander Bogaerts coming up. Chris Young scheduled to bat after him. But Brock Holt is available tonight. And here comes Brock.
On cue.
Get a left-hand batter up there against the right-hander. 1 down, bases empty. In for a strike on Xander. He is 1 for 3 with a base hit. Hitting .281. Both sides with 2 runs and 7 hits. Oh, 2. Xander not pleased with Xander on that swing.
Yeah, he was just a little over anxious. What he is, back-to-back breaking balls. Sometimes you get a pitch that you're looking for and you swing at it regardless where it is.
Two strikes on Bogaerts. Here comes. You got another one. Back-to-back Ks by Clippard. So now Brock Holt being announced, and he will hit for Chris Young, with Vasquez right after him. Red Sox are not a ball club that fears extra innings. I mean, goodness knows they've played enough extra inning games, but they're 9-3 in extra innings, but would prefer to win it in 9, obviously. Another generous strike. We've seen a lot of those tonight.
That outside corner.
It's a corner and then a little bit more much of the evening, but he has shown that corner to both teams.
Not that time.
1-1. Holt trying to get on for Vasquez, who is just flat red hot with that bat. Tied up 2-2 in the 9th. Brandon Workman working in the pen. And Clippard with a 1-1. He lets it go. 2 balls and a strike on Brock. Brock Holt with a little 3-game hitting streak. Trying to get on base any way he can. The 2-1. That was off speed and outside. 3-1. And Clippard deals. Hook to the first baseman. Abreu will take it, and we're going to extra innings again here at Fenway Park as the Red Sox go down in order. It's on to the 10th, tied 2-2. When the game is over, we'll go right to Adam, Jim, and Lenny in the studio for the W.B. Mason extra innings, followed by Red Sox final, presented by Plain Ridge Park Casino. Again, the Red Sox 9-3 in extra inning games, and they had this span in 1 month where they played 6 extra inning games. Brandon Workman coming out of the bullpen, following Kimbrel, Barnes, and Reed. All pitched very well tonight. He'll take on Hansen, who moved into the DH spot and struck out in the 8th inning. He's a speed merchant, taking strike 1.
Workman's been so impressive this year, gotten better and better all year.
Started Hansen off with a curveball. Abreu to follow, and then Smith. Moreland now in the game at first base. So in for Hanley Ramirez. The 13th extra inning game this season for the Red Sox, and they're 5-1 at home in extras. And some long ones.
Hello.
Red Sox got some more help tonight from the Cleveland Indians. They beat the Yankees 7-2.
The Yankees are in a funk right now. What, that's 4 in a row, right? 4 or 5? 4.
It is 4. 4 consecutive losses. 0-2. So a Red Sox win would mean a 3-game lead in the division. And the 1-2 from the righty. And he got him. Foul tip to the mid, strike 3. Red Sox these last few innings really piling up the Ks.
Yeah, everybody out of the bullpen's punched out 2 guys. He's got to try to keep up with them. That's the first one. That cross seam fastball has got some hump on it too underneath. Hansen.
Reed with 2 strikeouts. Barnes with a pair. Kimbrel with 2 strikeouts. Now the leadoff man goes down against Workman. Here's Abreu. 1 for 3 with a double. You got to be careful with him. Really good pitching tonight, really on both sides. Here in game 2. Slap to the right side, gobbled up by Nunes. 2 down. Red Sox due up in the bottom of this 10th inning. It'll be Vasquez, Bradley, and Betts. Red Sox looking for a hero right now, looking for Workman to get another out. And it looks like they're going to bring up Kevin Smith. He will hit. He so far is 0 for 4 tonight.
Had a hard time getting that donut off his bat.
Has reached on an error. The only time he's reached base tonight, and he was nowhere near on that cutter.
Well, look at that tight cutter that he's got, 90 miles an hour. We saw it through a wrinkle to Abreu, I thought was nasty. His stuff has gotten electric.
0-1. Now you remember when you see him working like this, and as he has been for a while now, how effective he was a few years ago.
He's back. I've been saying it over and over.
He's thrown 9 pitches, 8 strikes.
He's got that little kink in his delivery, man. It's funky, man. Little deception, and then He's a big man too. Got a lot of big guys coming out of that bullpen.
One-two coming here to Smith. Well, I think he fouled that off after it hit the ground.
He did.
As he checked his swing. Take a look at this. You don't see this every day.
No. Croquet piece. Look at this thing. I mean, that ball didn't get to the plate.
You can do that in cricket.
Is it cricket? Dropped a croquet on him.
Well, I'd like to see you play croquet, man. That's an interesting game.
Yeah, the ball, it's not moving, right? Hello.
By the way, those sometimes
starts with a C.
Those games, those matches last for days.
Oh yeah,
days.
I've never seen one.
I mean, settle in.
I've got baseball to last for days.
Yeah, you and I have done a few. Now they have ended well for the Red Sox. The vast majority of those long ones. 1-2 up the middle. Bogarts won't get it. Base hit. The Smith is on. On with 2 down for Chicago. Right in front of Garcia.
Perfectly placed ground ball up the middle.
Markman looking for a 1-2-3. Not going to happen. Now has to go after Garcia. He's flied out, grounded out, struck out, walked, and scored. They only scored in 1 inning. That was the 4th. Red Sox with solo runs in the 5th and the 6th. And that's how we got here. Bounding ball to first base. Moreland right back to the bag, and that'll do it. 1 man left. We go to the last of the 10th in a 2-2 tie. Vasquez to lead things off.
Oh, yes. How about this? Boom. He got a long time to look at it. What a beautiful feeling that is. I've been on the other end of that, which is not a beautiful feeling like that.
Opposite ends of the spectrum.
You got it.
Gotta love that. Vasquez celebrating. First time he has done that. Another hit for him tonight. Base hit in the third. He's gone 1 for 3. And has been scalding the ball. Clippard will stay on. Got the Red Sox 1-2-3 in the ninth. Jackie Bradley, Mookie Betts after Vasquez. 2-2 in the 10th. Been a very different game than the style of game the Red Sox have been playing lately when they've been scoring a lot of runs.
Well, these are the games you got to win. You know, there's the close games. Got your blowouts, and then you've got these. And these put you over the top.
Yeah, close ones at home in particular. And that'll miss, according to the umpire. Yeah. Hudson's had an interesting night back there. Big blow for the Red Sox was Eduardo Nunes with a home run in the 6th inning. Came through again. And that tied the game. Strike. They get Goldberg and Bummer going.
Saw both of those guys last night.
And a 1-1 from the veteran right-hander. That'll miss. Heath Hembree going to the Sox pen. Tampa Bay, incidentally, is also lost. They were shut out by Milwaukee. So the two clubs chasing the Red Sox down to defeat tonight. High fly ball into right field. Garcia with that catch for out number 1. Jackie Bradley will be next. Jackie with a base hit in the 5th has gone 1 for 3.
Can't remember Jackie ever hitting a walk-off home run. I think I would have remembered that.
Trying to make you a memory right here. Oh, he went for it too.
Ever? Are you kidding me? You got a changeup right there and just let it fly. Think this is a base hit he's shooting for here?
I don't think so. Oh. Looking for something about 450. Mookie Betts waiting his turn as the Red Sox play their 13th extra inning game of the season. And a 1-1 from Clippard. A called strike. Jackie not sure about that one.
Yeah, that ball's not high. That's a strike.
Borderline. 1-2. Got a piece of it. Red Sox and the White Sox will tangle again tomorrow night right here on NESN. We'll have it for you at 7:10. Drew Pomeranz against James Shields. And Sundays at 1:35. Doug Fister against Mike Pelfrey. 1-2. Try to wait on that. Again, a change up. Got a piece.
It's like a power changeup. He uses it, you know, like it's like a fastball almost, but the way he uses it, I mean, he throws strikes with it. How many more signs you have? Oh, man. Hello.
Around and around they go.
Slider,
Finally,
yeah.
He picks one, a 1-2, and he missed. 2-2. Mookie Betts next.
Oh, a little gas here.
On the infield, Moncada will zip it over. 2 up and 2 down. Red Sox in the last 3 2/3 have only 1 hit. A base hit by Nunes. That's been it. So their bullpen has been very tough. But now Mookie Betts. Mookie hitless tonight. He's been pretty quiet. Looking to get on for the first time this evening here in an extra inning game, tied 2-2. Cooper on the horn. Embry all warmed up in the Red Sox bullpen. And a ball on Mookie Betts. Mookie 270, 18 homers. Benintendi would be next. And Clippard with the 1-0. Overthrew that. 2-0. Tigers beat Baltimore 5-2. We mentioned the Indians bested the Yankees 7-2. Yankees have lost 4 straight. Tampa Bay shut out 2-0 by Milwaukee.
Saw Verlander beat Baltimore tonight, and then he just cleared waivers, didn't he?
Yes. A 3-0 to Mookie Betts. And he'll take all the way 3-1. Good count for Betts if he likes it, and he did. A high fly to left field low, and Monaco is under. And the Red Sox go in order for the 2nd inning in a row. Will continue to play on at the end of 10. Still 2-2. Total of 15 hits in the ball game. So the pitching has been really good both ways. White Sox actually have left 9 men on base. Heath Hembree becomes the next Red Sox hurler. Eduardo Rodriguez went the first 6 innings. He had a good night, allowing just 4 hits, 2 runs. Then Reed, Barnes, Kimbrel, Workman, and now Hembree.
Everybody's done their job. 7 punch-outs in the last 4 innings out of the bullpen.
You'll get Moncada, Delmonico, and Engel. John Farrell hoping on his birthday to pick up a win. He's 55 years old today, and a victory for John would be his 400th as a Red Sox manager. We're certainly hoping it ends on his birthday within the next 90 minutes.
Don't say that.
Sorry. Moncada has had a good night. He is 2 for 4 with singles in the 6th and again in the 9th. White Sox have lost 20 of their last 24 games. Sox trying to add to their misery. Well, the Dodgers won again. They blanked the Mets 6-0.
That's ridiculous what they're doing.
77 wins and 32 losses for the LA Dodgers. I mean, Houston's sitting there with 69 wins, and it's not all that close. For best record.
What's 116 is the record, right?
Yep. 1-2. And still the early days of August. Delmonico on deck.
He's their biggest threat tonight. The double off the wall, the bullet off of Kimbrel. Home run last night on a hanging hook by Porcello.
2-2. Yeah, very different story last night for the Red Sox offense. The 9-5 victory. Each member of the Red Sox starting lineup got at least one hit.
And good take. That ball looks like paint.
3-2.
Ball's got to be low, I assume.
Moncada, the leadoff hitter in this inning. And that just misses according to Hudson, but
how about that? The takes on that at bat.
Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Both pitches back to back. First one down and in was a ball. You see this one. Is this low? I guess.
97. And that angle, it did not look low.
Well, you know what he wants.
A leadoff walk, and Moncada capable of stealing a base, certainly. Delmonico now.
So nice having that gun behind the plate, isn't it? It really is. It just makes nobody runs all that much anyway, but you have him back there. It's like, I don't think so.
Both of the Red Sox catchers, outstanding throwing arms. Sandy Leon, of course, as well. And the strike pinned to the black. Good night for this young man with the 2-run double. He's also added a single. First-year player. Hit his first big league home run last night.
You think of kind of arms we've had coming in this bullpen: Reed, Barnes, Kimbrel, Workman, now Hembry. Everybody's can get it up there.
And Joe Kelly soon to come back.
Right.
This weekend, foul tip to the mid.
98 piece.
Nicky Delmonico last night, a night to remember. Certainly a swing to remember.
Oh, that's ugly right there. This kid, first big league home run. Well, remember that.
But he's down 0-2. Hembry trying to strike him out. Runner holding. Line shot, base hit center field. Moncada to second. Pulls up there. So walking a base hit.
You know, 0-2, he gets a fastball. I know it's 98, but it's upstairs, and he shortens his swing up. Cross seamer. Ball up. Short to the ball, up the middle. Impressive there by Delmonico. once again, first and second, White Sox got it going on again. Nobody out.
Well, that was the case in the 9th inning. And then Engel dropped down a bunt. Sacrifice bunt to put runners at second and third, one down. That was all against Craig Kimbrell, who proceeded to strike out the next 2 batters. Nothing but 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, pretty much.
Well, they got Engel up there again, who's already done that once before, which is, to me, not an easy thing to do off of Kimbrell. I mean, he put down a nice bunt with Hanley Ramirez breathing down his neck.
Then Kimbrell just blew away Sanchez and Anderson in dramatic fashion. That was in the 9th inning with 2 men in scoring position. And here we are now in the 11th. A walk and a base hit. You'd think Engel's bunting again, and he is. He fouls it away for strike 1.
He's trying to bunt it to third. You'd think it'd still be on the bunt. Got Moncada at second. He can get a good jump.
Drop down. Henry with a bare hand. Looks at third. Throws there and safe.
Yeah, that wasn't a good smart play.
And the bases are going to be loaded for Chicago. John Farrell is up and thinking about questioning this.
This is close. Moncada got a good jump. He spins and throws. Devers backpedaling right there. Oh, he's out.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah, the Red Sox are going to challenge this.
He's out.
I think there's a very high likelihood this is going to be overturned. It's a heck of a play by Devers.
It really is, to keep his foot on the bag when he did catch it. He's out. I'd be surprised if they don't call him out.
Looks like the ball's in the glove and the toe was scraping across the bag.
Barely.
So that looks like an out to us. Now, it was a chancy play, but if this is overturned, it's a heck of an effort by Hembree.
The play is made by Devers backpedaling like that and then being able to catch that ball and keeping his foot on the bag, and he is out.
He is out.
That was very risky, but it worked out.
And just did get Moncada. Give Devers a lot of credit on that, because he had to really reach and strain behind himself to haul in that throw.
I mean, Moncada got a good jump. You see Hembree, and he starts out back late, gets to the base, makes the catch behind him, sort of, and not an easy play at all. Just to hang on. The biggest thing, to keep his foot on the bag when he did make the catch.
That's a heck of a play by Hembree, too.
Yeah.
To get the lead man. So 1 down, first and second. That time the bunt backfiring brings up Sanchez, who has doubled, flied out, and struck out twice. And he hits a foul right off the face mask of Vasquez, knocks it off his head.
That was a pretty good bunt there by Engel again. It's just a risky chance.
And yet it only took them 35 seconds to overturn it. It's like record time. Two in the 11th. So Moncada out at third. Delmonico at second. Engel now at first base. And the 0-1. Throw down to second. The tag, and he is out. Vasquez cuts down another one. What a throw to get him. Boy, and erase the lead runner.
You never see this. You just don't see this very often. But he just airs this out. Watch this. Swing and miss, and he's fired. Come up firing. I don't know.
Oh, I think Bogaerts blocked him off the base. Delmonico never got there.
That's why. Because he had to bring the tag back down to his shoulder. He must have not been able to get his hand in.
So Xander Bogaerts with a big helping hand there, or knee.
You know, you see him attempt that a lot, but look at this throw. He catches it and has to bring it all the way back. But look at his hands against his knee.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly why, because he would have been safe.
Throw was outstanding, too. The Red Sox have made a couple of plays in this inning.
How about to put your knee down? I don't think he necessarily did that on purpose. Who knows? It worked.
You know, guys are no longer going to slide back in spikes first, right?
Right. So you can do that.
0-2.
What
2 strikes on Sanchez.
What 2 big plays. Bogey's knee's in the way.
It's a smart play.
It really is.
And Hembree over to Devers to gun down Moncada on the bunt.
You can have a late throw and still throw him out. 2 big plays. That's like a W waiting to happen for the Red Sox.
Hembree trying to get the number 9 hitter. 1-2. So now it's Engel by himself, the runner at first with 2 away. In the 11th. And 1-2. Boy, that's been a strike at times tonight, I got to tell you.
I know, but that's like, it is outside, but he holds it there like it's paint. Sometimes you hit the glove and it's like, hey, I hit the glove, let's go, I got to have it. Right, there's the glove, hit it. He hit it, but he's sitting outside. He tries to pull it back.
And last one, 99.
Man, let it go.
2-2 from Hembree.
He's telling him to throw to first.
They very nearly had the bases loaded and nobody out. Think of how this inning has turned. 2-2 and a rattler. Nunes up and over. Got him. Baseball is a fascinating game, isn't it? We go to the bottom of the 11th, tied 2-2.
Second, nobody out. A bunt, a pretty good bunt there by Engel. Hembree decides to go to third. I didn't think it was a good idea. Meanwhile, they called him safe. They turned into an out. And then look at this throw by Vasquez. Bogarts' knee is in the way of Delmonico. They throw him out. A big second out. They get out of that inning. I'll tell you what, the Red Sox should win this game the way things are going.
Well, you really feel like it when you have a couple of plays like that, because that inning could have gone completely the other way. It was headed that way.
Oh, yeah.
Those 2 plays at third and second turned the tide. So Benintendi will lead things off against Aaron Bummer, making his 4th appearance of the season. Big lefty, 6'3", about 205 pounds. Out of the University of Nebraska. Benintendi 0 for 4 so far. And we'll take ball 1. On deck, Eduardo Nunes. And then Mitch Moreland.
Clippard did a nice job for them. Not that it matters right now, but.
Yeah, 6 up, 6 down. In fact, the Red Sox only have 1 hit over their last 4 innings. But Benintendi trying to lead it off here in the bottom of the 11th with a hit. 1-2. And a little dribbler foul third base way. Still 1-2 on Benintendi. Or as Eck described it last night, a squibbler.
Squibbler. Where did that come from?
We've sent that right to the people who put out new words in the dictionary.
Yeah, that's it. Makes sense, doesn't it?
I thought it was great.
Yeah. We got a number out there in the scoreboard.
Yeah, a bit of a delay.
Number 4 fell down. 3, 4, whatever.
One and 2 on Benintendi. And the lefty fires and misses with a fastball, 96.
Man, he got that one up there. You don't know what any pitcher's capable of doing. You know, you think the guy's throwing 91, 92. All of a sudden he launches a 96.
Which is almost the minimum these days that you've got to throw to work in a bullpen.
It never ceases to amaze me what these guys, these arms that are coming out of the bullpen. He didn't seem like much. He seems like a nice kid, and all of a sudden, boom. Bummer's got some cheese.
2-2. Fly ball left center field, and Engel shy of the track will put that away. So Sox with a man out in the 11th. One of the hottest hitters in the game, Eduardo Nunes, next, and tonight he's continued to be that. A home run and a base hit. Home run in the 6th inning.
Yeah, he tied it up, change up, and he lost it. That's the way it's been going for Nunes. That's his 3rd home run as a Red Sox, but he's only been here a week.
Eduardo batting .484. Bases empty, 1 down in the 11th, tied up 2-2. Red Sox have played more 4-hour games than any team in baseball. Not even close. Popped up, short right, long run. Garcia has the speed to cover the ground, and they're 2 down. And Moreland will be next. And a lefty-lefty duel here. Moreland, so far in the homestand, does have a home run and 5 RBIs. He went 2 for 7 in the Cleveland series, which was shortened up. 1 game was rained out. That'll be made up on August 14th here at Fenway with the Indians. The Indians beat the Yankees again 7-2 tonight. And on Tuesday night, in the walk-off victory, Moreland had a very, very important at bat in which he struck out with 2 down in the 9th inning.
It's a big strikeout,
but it was a wild pitch.
It was clutch.
He would advance, keep the inning alive. Eventually it got to Vasquez with the hero walk-off 3-run homer. And a 2-0.
You could never look fastball in a fastball count ever.
Devers would be next. 2 down. And he pumps in the fastball right on the edge. 2-2. And a 2-2 to Moreland. High fly ball into left field. That one rising up.
Get
there.
out of here.
Up, and goes. Gone! He won it! He won it!
Yes!
The Sox with another walk-off, and what a bummer for Chicago. 3-2 the final. Moreland, the hero tonight. The Red Sox with another thrilling victory in extra innings.
You knew after the last inning the luck that they had on a couple of plays that the momentum was just waiting for the Red Sox to walk it off, and they do. And Moreland, of all guys, he's starting to turn it on the last 3 or 4 games.
It sure is. So the Red Sox do it again in walk-off fashion. 3-2 the final. Moreland hammering one into the monster seats. And the Sox are winners again, and they gain ground on the Yankees.
He got a breaking ball, and he got enough of it. I said, get out of here. And he's not got that kind of power. That ball's not off the wall. That's a game winner. That's a walk-off Johnson for you.
High into the night for Mitch Moreland. And in extra innings, the Red Sox pull out a thriller, and they're making this routine lately.
Couldn't come at a better time. This team's got it going on right now.
Let's go down to Jemai with the hero of the night, Mitch Moreland.
Yeah, that's right. Big hit for Mitch. That's now 10. Wait a sec. As I was saying, that's now 10 extra innings wins for this club. What's it like when things get tight, you guys are able to just grind it through to the end?
I don't know. You know, we've had quite a few of them, it seems like, so far this year, and we continue to grind, man. We've been doing it all year, and you know, tonight was another example of that. We kept pitching, we kept playing defense, and you know, got the job done here at the end.
You mentioned defense. Really, the top of the 11 that set this up, where Heath Hembree threw out Yohan Moncada. He was trying to steal third, and then Vasquez, he threw out Del Moncio over at second base. What does that mean when you guys play defense like that to help propel you guys to victories like this?
Yeah, definitely a big momentum boost for us right there in the top of the 11th. You know, having 2 guys on first and second, nobody out, and you know, Heater made a great pitch there, got the bunt, made a good play to get him at third, and Vasquez got the back pick, and you know, able to get out of the inning there with nothing going on when they had something big. So you know, big tone setter for us. We were able to finish it off here in the bottom.
Now, you were supposed to have the day off. You were sitting there for about 9-10 innings, but here you come, you square up a pitch. What you see from that ball?
No days off, man. We come in ready to play every day. You know, we've been doing it all year, and that's the main goal. But I was able to get a breaking ball kind of out over the plate and stay through it, and you know, it got out of here.
All right, Mitch, thanks a lot for the time. 2 down, 2 more to go for the Red Sox. Mitch Moreland, walk-off home run.
Jemai, thank you very much. 3-2 the final. Extra innings have really been good to the Boston Red Sox. We're now 10-3 in extra innings.
I tell you what, that's special, man. When you look back on this later in the season, hopefully you'll say that's the difference is the extra inning play and these walk-off at home. One bad pitch by Bummer, and he got bummed out.
Well, think about those 2 outstanding defensive plays to get the Red Sox out of a potential disastrous jam, and then Moreland comes through. Adam, a crunching way to end it for the Red Sox. 3-2 on the walk-off home run, and another thrilling night here at Fenway Park.